Beautiful.
Your 2022 Mingus Marauders are on the air. Mingus Marauder Football is brought to you by Jones Ford Verde Valley, Arizona's best since 1970. State Farm Insurance, Jennifer Griffin. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs. Rock Zoo Screen Printing, where clothing comes to rock.
1 minute.
Longfellow Excavating, we dig your ideas. And Northern Arizona Healthcare, improving health, improving people. Your 2022 Mingus Marauder Football is also brought to you by these fine businesses. Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros, 3 generations here to serve you. Larry Green Chevrolet, the people place. All Price Insurance, call 634-2311 to get your quote. Gettles High Desert Mechanical, heating, cooling, and plumbing. Don't settle, get Gettles. Your Neighborhood Rice Accounting and Jackson Hewitt Tax Services. Sun Country Custom Woodworks, serving all of Northern Arizona with commercial and residential custom cabinets. And Yavapai College, you can, we can, together. And now, your voice of Mingus Marauder Football, Jackie Bessler.
And ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over. The Mingus Marauders season is back. High school football is back. Jackie Bessler along with Nick Yatsinko off to my left. And finally, we have been waiting for months to get back to Mingus Marauder football. It is here. While we have the chance, we want to wish Philip Katafamo all the best as he has moved on in his career. And he is in Lincoln, Nebraska, home of the Cornhuskers, where the city swells to the largest city in Nebraska every time Nebraska plays at home, right?
It's the only thing to do there.
That could be, but it is better weather there than it is here.
True that. They're looking at about 77 degrees where we're at about 91, and it feels like 100 here. So.
Well, it's probably still 100. It'll be 91 at game time, which is still a half an hour away. So we will certainly look at that. First game jitters. Obviously, both teams have got to have some of those butterflies going rambunctious in the gut, right?
Most certainly. I mean, these guys have been on the summer field with the 7-on-7s in the weight room. They haven't had that real game time experience with the pads on, and here it is tonight. These guys are ready to do it. I'm sure they're bottled up. A lot of jitters, but once they get the first few plays off and that kickoff return or kickoff, whatever it is, they're going to be fired up and ready to go.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to meet the teams here tonight as the Mingus Marauders, their home opener against the Maryvale Panthers, and we will return to Bright Field on the campus of Mingus Union High School right after this. Beautiful. Thank you.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettles and go Marauders.
Mingus history.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register.
Nope, not us.
Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community, and with every customer that comes through the door, Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet, just off Highway 260 next to Walmart, or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
It's the opening game of the 2022 season. It is so exciting out here. The Mingus Marauders hosting the Panthers from Maryvale. And let's talk about a little bit of the Mingus Marauders 2-8 on the season last year. However, losing Zach Harrison, a 3-year starting quarterback for the Mingus Marauders. And then, of course, Alvarez. Oh my gosh, he was all over. Most known for his kickoff returns, but receiving, rushing the ball. He played all over the field. And those two are going to be severely missed. The new quarterback for the Mingus Marauders is going to be Dirkelek, who will take over the quarterbacking duties. This will be his first time at quarterback for the Mingus Marauders at the varsity level for sure. And in the backfield returning is going to be Arnado, who had 25 carries and 171 yards rushing the ball as a fullback last year. So I think this is going to be his year to shine.
It's going to be great to see Dirkelek at quarterback. Last year he was able to provide a lot of offense, and that being shifty. He played on the defensive side of the ball too. Dirkelek's really fast. Can't wait to see what he can do at quarterback. But just to step back and thank Zach Harrison for that, those hard-working years that he put in. I'll tell you, I was lucky enough to call his 3 seasons as a starter on varsity, and the development that he had was incredible. Very fun to watch him develop as a quarterback. And boy, by the time his senior year rolled around, he was outstanding. So it's nice to see Dirkelek take over. Excited to see what he can do. And you bring up Alvarez. Man, Alvarez was a beast last year. You would not want to kick the ball to Alvarez. He would just run it back. So we're going to miss that for sure. We're going to miss that speed, but we got these younger guys who have had some varsity experience who are going to fill those spots.
Well, I'll say 2 things. First of all, when Alvarez ran it back, he had 10 blockers in front of him who also played very well in blocking for him. So I'm going to throw that out there because, I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due. And don't get me wrong, Alvarez ran through his own set of tackles. There was no doubt about that. But something that I'm excited about is the returning linemen for the Mingus Marauders. We do have a few which are going to be really important for this season.
No, I can't wait to call the big guys out there. And let's start from right to left on that offensive line. We're going to have Nicholas Choate. Boy, he's a big guy, Jackie. I remember calling some pancakes last season, and those are so fun to call when you just see big Nicholas out there laying on top of a defender. Gives your running backs, they love that, all right? They got all the time in the world to juke and make moves and find holes. So right to left, you got Nicholas Choate to tackle. Jahir Hernandez is going to fill that guard spot. Then you got Clay Bowers. There's a tradition name right there. A lot of family members roll through this Marauder program, so it's nice to see Clay stepping up. He'll be the center for the Marauders offensive squad this year. Then Noah Wallowitz going to fill in a guard, number 50. We'll see Noah pulling a lot with this wing T offense. Noah and Jahir Hernandez will be our guards, and they're going to have their work cut out for them. Those guys pull, and we try to open up those holes in that wing T offense. And then we're going to wrap it up with Isaiah Lathan at that left tackle spot. He was great last year. Very similar to Nicholas Choate style. Just a big, bulky guy who can hold his own on that offensive line of scrimmage. Hopefully he can give Dirkelek some time. And then to wrap it up with tight ends, Ethan Jones. Ethan's got some height to him, so it'll be nice to see if we can spring Ethan out. Hopefully Ethan can pick up some massive blocks on that edge and let our running backs catch on the outside.
Certainly so. You were talking about historical Marauders, and you go through the coaching staff, and it is a who is who that played at Mingus Union High School. In fact, most of these coaches were on all-decade teams before. Coach Dave Monsabias, Coach Palisari, Coach Vaca doing the line out here today. You've got Coach Aaron Midkiff. I still have flashbacks from him in the state title game, running through people, not trying to go around them, just running through them because he wanted to. Anyways, so we've got this homegrown coaching staff that has come come back, which is going to be really interesting to see how the Mingus Marauders can play for that. When we come back, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we are going to talk about Maryvale, and they have certainly come from a tough spot moving into, hopefully, turning a corner for that program as well. The Panthers will be our topic when we return to Mingus Union High School after this.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Since 1925, Tiffany Construction has worked with developers and local and federal government to build, expand, and improve infrastructure, roads, drainage systems, and subdivisions. From concept to completion, the Tiffany Construction team provides a full complement of construction services and state-of-the-art delivery methods customized to fit your needs and budget. They are Arizona's longest tenured family-owned and operated civil contractor and proudly serving the Verde Valley since 1991. Tiffany Construction, knowledge and experience to bring your project to reality.
Two things we can count on every year:
a new set of tax rules and great weather here in Northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
Here at Mingus Union High School, let's go ahead and meet the Maryvale Panthers out here. Maryvale's football team 0-10 last season, and it actually took all 10 games to get over 1,000 offensive yards for the season. 319 passing yards, 715 rushing yards for the season, which was pretty rough. I mean, that was certainly difficult for this squad. They ended up 0-10 in the 5A Metro League. Now, remember, it wasn't too long ago. This was a 6A team that moved down to 5A, which has now moved down to 4A out here today. So the sophomore will take over at quarterback, which is going to be Devin Murphy. He was 5 for 9 last year with 24 yards and 1 interception, but they didn't throw the ball a lot. However, the real issue here is the fact that the Sierra Lindy coach, who was 8-2 last year, has come over to be the head coach for Maryvale Panthers. So with him, the question is he going to bring a running game with him or a passing game? Well, what did they do at Sierra Lindy last year? Well, they threw the ball for 2,642 yards and only ran it for 1,403. So my guess is they're going to air it out. And when we talked to Coach Stokes for Maryvale, he gave me, for all practical purposes, 6 receivers for offense and 5 linemen. Oh, and wait, one of the receivers is actually a quarterback. So I'm going to guess guess that they're going to probably throw the ball. But I love talking to them, and Coach Stokes was talking about the great improvements that their program has had, and maybe making that all-important turn and corner.
I really admire Coach Stokes' optimism out there. When we got a chance to talk to him before the game, he was really fired up about getting the new coach over there, Byron from Sierra Lindy, who had a good record last year. And Sierra Lindy put the ball up through the air. They put some stats on the board. So as an overall program, you've got to be excited to see Coach Byron come in. And Coach Stokes was sharing that with us. And I felt that with him, and that was great. You can totally tell that they have an entirely different feel this year, which might make them really dangerous, Jackie, because when you go 0-10, you've got nothing to lose, and you've got a fresh, clean slate in front of you. Murphy at the quarterback position, I know he's a young guy, looks very athletic. We got a chance to see him during warm-ups, and boy, I'll tell you, he doesn't have the biggest expectations to go in and fill, so he can get in there, find a way to play his game, and bring that to this new coaching staff in Maryvale.
Well, certainly so, and that's going to be a huge thing, is whether or not they're going to come out and throw the ball, whether they're going to come out and run the ball. They are in the same position that Mingus is, with low numbers in overall roster numbers. So they've got approximately 36 on their roster. Mingus has 34. Both teams are going to be playing Ironman football. The Mingus Marauders, actually the Maryvale Panthers, they gave us 11 starters for offense. 10 of them also start on defense. So they're going to be in the same position the Mingus Marauders are. So summer programs and conditioning, that's going to be absolutely key.
Yeah.
Who did the better job of conditioning during the summer, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, you need to stay hydrated too. You got to stay hydrated out there, and you'd hope that you got enough guys on that depth chart to at least give some relief to those players, right, that are going both sides of the ball, because that's really, really tough. I'll tell you, I was an offensive lineman, and I could barely go one side of the ball, all right? There were a few plays they threw me on defense, but I was like, no, I got to go get a break. So a lot of credit to these guys, and like you said, these guys are dogs. We're going to see them all game long. A handful of these Panthers and a handful of these Marauders are going to be playing on offense and defense, so we're really going to get to see what they're made of this first game.
Well, you know, and it's true. As you go back historically through Mingus and Mingus's history, the coaching staff has been, you know, the best athletes on the field at all times, anytime they can be. So there's been a lot of historical Mingus Marauder players that have gone both ways, even three ways, playing special teams as well. And so, you know, this isn't unusual. This isn't new. It's just new to this particular squad that is going to be doing it again this year. Well, we're going to take a break here from Mingus Union High School. When we come back, we're going to meet our referees. We're going to have our coin toss, and we're going to get ready for the opening kickoff about 10 minutes away here at Mingus Union High School. We'll return after this.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community, and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart, or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles, and go Marauders!
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at ROKZooTees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Both teams are in the locker room as we get ready for tonight's opening game here at Mingus Union High School. As we take a look at our referees here, our Eye on the Game is brought to you by Reese's Tire. Look for discounts, coupons, and rebates on tires, wheels, and automotive services at Reese'sTire.com. Locally owned Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros won't be beat, and ride secure with a nationwide warranty on both tires and service, available at over 50,000 locations nationwide. So, Nick, who are our referees out here tonight?
Let's give those guys some identity here. We're going to have Kevin Grill, Chet Teague, Tanner Holmes, Matt Sparling, and wrapped up with our head linesman, Leo Doris, out there for the refs.
And we appreciate all of their efforts. I mean, you know, we can't play the game without referees.
Right.
So we appreciate them coming out and you know, being the eyes, and hopefully their eyes are the best that they can be as we're ready for the Mingus Marauders to come out of the tunnel here tonight to start the opening season for the 2022 season. And waiting, and here we go. Arnado leads the Mingus Marauders out for the Mingus Marauders, followed by Glassman. So he got an excited offensive lineman out there that was coming out with the skill guys right away, right?
I'll tell you what, that's the jitters. They're getting some of the jitters out right now, right during that banner run when they go to the end zone. That'll do it, right? You're going to be a little bit tired after that sprint. So now it's time to get pumped up. You can see them high-fiving and getting each other ready to go.
So let's talk about the keys to the game, if we've got any keys to the game here. I know it's the beginning of the season, so you know there isn't a lot of historical information that we can kind of throw in there, but what would you see the primary key to the game for either one of these squads here tonight?
Well, who's going to handle these jitters the best? You know, who's going to come out and execute clean? That's really, really important. Typically in the first few games, especially at the high school level, you see a lot of penalties, a lot of false starts, a lot of holding. So hopefully we can keep it clean on our side of the ball, and we'll see, because that's going to be a huge key to the game, is to come out with a clean game and no penalties.
I agree with that. Penalties will be a very big role in this game, because they can take a drive that is moving and just kill your momentum. Right now the wind is going from left to right across the field out here, Bright Field at Mingus Union High School, all part of Marauder Stadium out here tonight as the Mingus Marauders are warming up.
You can see them doing the Marauder Jacks out there. Tell you what, that gets you pumped up and thinking about it all summer long, these guys have been, and now they got the pads on. It's ready to go out there and hit somebody on the other team, and it's not yourselves, right? All summer they go against each other all summer, and there's not a huge depth chart, so it's going to be nice to see some different players, and let's see some contact.
Well, it's also important that some of these players have had some experience from last year. This is why it's so important for coaches to actually get some of the younger players out there to get some snaps, just to make that difference out there. And it looks like we're going to get into our national anthem here.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, flames so gallantly streaming, and the rockets recalled, the bombs bursting in, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Great job on our national anthem out there. Fantastic. And we are getting close to game time, about 3 minutes away from kickoff out here today. We've got our coin toss coming up. And one of the things that I was going to kind of chat with you about a little bit out here is whether or not you think the wind is going to play a role here today, especially if we're going to be putting the ball up.
Not too much of a role. There's a small breeze, but I can kind of feel it now coming in the press box. I don't think it's going to play too big of a role. Besides, that Marauders, with this traditional coaching staff we touched on earlier, we'll be seeing a lot of wing T. A lot of that strong wing T where we're going to try to be deceitful in that line of scrimmage where you can run counters or you can run sweeps the other way. Wing T was an offense that I was a part of in high school football, and it was great. It's a really nice way to deceive somebody. You're going to see our guards, Jahir Hernandez and Noah Wallowitz, doing a lot of pulling. So those guys are going to take a step back behind the center, and they're going to get out to the edge and try to make some key blocks. So that's going to be exciting to watch these guys. And those are some new names that I read off that offensive line. So we'll see how they adjust early on.
Well, Maryvale, the Panthers coming to their side as the Mingus Marauders are out and set. In fact, the captains are already waiting. Dirkelek is out there as well as Contreras. It looks like Jones and Arnado will be the captains for the Mingus Marauders.
And well-deserved for Dirkelek out there. He had a heck of a season, played a lot of defense with the Marauders last season. So it's nice to see him in that captain role. You see Camacho out there. Mackay's going to be a interior back for the Marauders. I know last season he was great running that football up the middle. He's able to bust through that line of scrimmage and get at least 3 and 4 yards sometimes. He's just got a big build to him. You can see him there on your screen. He's got the longer legs, and I'm sure he's ready to go. He's probably itching to get back out there his senior year.
Sebastian Campos as well as Devin Murphy, captains for the visiting Panthers. See if I can catch other numbers out there. Eduardo Castillo Valletta is a captain, as well as Luis Castro. And those will be the captains for Maryvale when they come out for our coin toss. Our coin toss will be sponsored by State Farm, Jennifer Griffin, and State Farm Insurance. And Jennifer Griffin is pleased to be a part of the Mingus Marauder broadcast. Go Marauders, go!
Jennifer.
No doubt. Jennifer Griffin, by the way, State Farm has been in the same location for over 35 years. It's right there at the corner at Main and the 89A bypass. You want to stop and see Jennifer for all your insurance and financial needs at 545 South Main Street in Cottonwood, directly across from Walgreens. And our sponsor for our coin toss, when we actually get around to it, we're waiting. I suppose we got 13 seconds left on the clock. I'm excited. I've been waiting for Mingus football here for me, it's been for 4 years.
Yeah, right. I'm truly excited to be up here with you, Jackie. It's nothing quite like calling the Mingus Marauder football games up here in the cave, the press box that we're in, and it's exciting. These guys have got the jitters. You know they do. We already talked about that before the game, and here they go out for the coin toss. We'll see who starts with the ball. I don't think I've ever had a preference on whether you start offense or defense. You're going to see these guys turn around after this and run back to their respective teams and get each other fired up.
Well, I think Mingus has always preferred to put their defense on the field first. That has been kind of the traditional thing, but that also goes back to a different coaching staff, too.
You see Dirkelek's got the hairdo going. That is a wonderful hairdo.
All right, you were admiring several of them.
I was. There's quite a few players that are following suit with Dirkelek out there, so I love that.
Headlines been talking about the rules in the coin toss and what's going to happen here. And, of course, the visiting team will call it in the air. We'll have the opportunity for their first win on the Mingus Marauder football field.
Yeah, I like that point of view right there. And Leo's out there explaining the rules to these guys. First coin toss of the season.
Yep. And there it goes. It hits the ground. We're waiting. And it appears as though I think Maryvale actually won the toss, as he's talking to Maryvale about what they want to do.
Look like he's talking to sophomore Devin Murphy out there. And boy, Jackie, Devin's got some size to him. Just a sophomore. I know Coach Stokes was pretty excited about having him, and he's going to have a few more years with Maryvale, and he's the one that our head linesman is talking to, and they're going Looking to choose which side of the field.
So Mingus will go to the right-hand side on your radio dial. And it looks like Maryvale has deferred, and so they are going to kick off. Mingus is going to have the ball first, and they will be defending the right side against the Mingus Marauders.
And I tell you what, as offense, you're fired up now. Let's go. It's our turn to start the season. That offensive line is going to be fired up down in the huddle. They want to spring Dirkelek and get some points on an opening drive. Huge opening drive. You can see them down there getting each other fired up. This is going to set the tone.
Indeed it will. So we'll get a chance to look at the Mingus Marauders offensively, but they will start with the special teams and see who is going to run the ball back for the Mingus Marauders.
And I know during pregame we saw Seth Bruland at that wing T spot too, kind of at that tailback position, and he was boy, he's got some speed to him too, and that's going to be complemented by Makai Arnuato, who's, we already talked about that. He's a big kid who played some running back already, knows how to look for the holes at that line of scrimmage. Exciting to see what the guys are going to put together.
Maryvale's coming out for the kickoff. Mingus is still huddled up, figuring out who is going to go where for the Mingus Marauders. We are just about underway. It is cooled off here at Mingus Union High School. It is definitely dipped down as the sun is starting to disappear, and it is not 100 degrees out here any longer.
Thank goodness.
No doubt.
And we got Ian Contreras and Seth Bruland back there to receive the kick. A couple of speedsters. You know, Ian Contreras got some varsity experience. Seth Bruland's definitely got some speed. We saw that during some practices and those warm-ups.
We're going to see if Ramis or Harris is going to kick off, and it looks like, see if I can get a number out here.
It's like number 16.
16. That's going to be Alejandro Dominguez will kick off for Maryvale. And ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats. We are just about underway, and we are underway. It is a line drive kick, and it is going to go past Contreras and into the end zone, and Mingus is going to start at their own 20-yard lines.
I'll tell you that, Coach Byron over there from Maryvale's got to be happy about a touchback opening kickoff. Touchbacks are quite rare high school football.
Well, it was a line drive, and Contreras probably very wisely didn't try to handle it. It took an extremely ugly bounce right up somewhere around the chin.
No, you're right. You don't want to be the guy that the ball bounces off of and then the other team jumps on it, so that's a smart play.
So Bowers will snap the ball to Dirkelek. Dirkelek looking for his first snap here for the Mingus Marauders, and we are underway. It's a handoff. Mingus up the middle is going to be Arnado. Arnado bounces off of one would-be tackler and gets 6, maybe 7 to start off the game for the Marauders.
Great opening play. I love that classic wing tee. That's just a classic left side trap, and the linemen do a great job opening up the hole. It's a little bit deceiving. So what you see is you see Dirkelek take the snap, and then you see it handed the ball off to Makai really quick, and then you also see him stretch and fake a handoff to the outside too. So that's why I love that offense. It's a little bit deceptive, and that's a great first play for the Marauders.
Defensive end ended up making the tackle, the near side defensive end, just because of the cutback. Dirkelek looking to take the snap. He's got a wing tee. There's the snap. First man through is going to be Arenado again. He's got a first down and more as he keeps the legs driving. He'll pick up, let's see, he needed 3. He'll pick up 5, and the first down goes to the Mingus Marauders.
Yep, and that's exactly what you want to see and what you want to feel when you're out there is that offensive line unit. It's a great way to start the game. And we'll go over that offensive line. We got Nicholas Choate out there, Jahir Hernandez, Clay Bowers, and Noah Wallowitz, Isaiah Lathan, and boy, Ethan Jones, number 22 out there, tight end. Already seen him on a couple blocks, and he's held those.
4-3-4. Now it almost looks like a 4-5-3, 4-5-2 defensively out there for Maryvale. Dirkelek, strong right, takes the snap, hands it off outside. It's going to be Bruland. Bruland cuts back and makes something out of nothing there. He's going to pick up 7 or 8 yards. That was a great run.
Yeah, you like to see that, and you see Isaiah Lathan out there. Nice job by the big tackle getting upfield. You saw him 10 yards downfield, holding on to his block. And boy, nice to see that that counter with Seth Brulin coming in. And you got Mackay, who's got some size to him, knows how to run through that line of scrimmage. Then Seth Brulin, obviously, he's right there. His first run showcases a little bit of acceleration.
Under 10 minutes left to go. First quarter, first game, opening game on a weird Thursday night to start it off for the Mingus Marauders. Mingus 2nd and 2 from their own 41-yard line. Glad you are along with us on Verde Valley TV, Cable 1, or pardon me, Sparklight 1056, or you can see us on demand at verdevalleytv.com. Listen to us on KYBC AM 1600 and 96.3 FM. Mingus Marauders come back to the line. They'll take Contreras, the lone receiver, out to the near side. Their strong right across the field, and there is the handoff. First back through is going to pick up good yardage. Number 52 running the ball out there. Is that Glassman?
It's going to be Curtis Glassman. I'd love to see that change up. Curtis Glassman getting the ball, getting through that line of scrimmage, and boy, he's got some size, and I'll tell you what, he moved fast through that line of scrimmage. Maryville didn't even know he had the ball until the linebackers and safeties made a move on him.
Wow, that surprised me. 7 yards on the carry and a second first down on the drive. The new line of scrimmage, the 48-yard line, and didn't even have Glassman on my list as a possible running back, but here we go. It is a new season, and we're talking about pulling out all the tricks, huh?
Hey, anytime you got those higher numbers, the big guys running the ball, I get excited, Jackie. I only got the opportunity a couple times.
And we have a flag on the play, and it's going to be a delay of game against Mingus, which I thought they may have had a delay of game on the last play, which seemed to have taken a lot longer. This one didn't. They came up to the yard quickly, but nonetheless, that is going to be the first penalty against the Mingus Marauders, a 5-yard variety, and that's going to bring up 1st and 15 for the Mingus Marauders. Wing T, receiver on the far side. Quarterback keeps it. Here comes Durkalek trying to get around and able to get out of the one tackle and get forward back to the line of scrimmage in game 2. But a good game tackle event or effort out there by Maryvale.
Yeah, and that was Kamani on the tackle. Good job, number 70 for Maryville, staying with it. Durkalek getting to the outside, and he almost found a seam back through, which would have sprung him wide open. But good job by Kamani Robinson of Maryville to keep him there and make the tackle.
2nd and 13 now. Mingus needs to get back to the 7- and 8-yard runs. 2 wings, traditional wing now. 2 wings right and left, 1 back in the backfield. Durkalek looking to take the snap, 1 wing in motion, and quarterback's going to keep it. Moves to the right-hand side, throws the ball downfield, has a man, it is caught for the Mingus Marauders, and that is going to be Ethan Jones. That is the tight end. What a phenomenal throw and catch by the Mingus Marauders, and a huge play, bringing the ball all the way down to the 22-yard line, a 30-yard pass play.
And great touch there by Durkalek. Boy, he really tuned up that throwing in the offseason. A little bit worried coming in, only seeing him at running back, but what touch on that ball. And hey, building confidence. That's a quarterback to tight end, and that's going to be dangerous because that can happen all season long.
New line of scrimmage just outside the red zone, the 22-yard line. The Marauders going from right to left across your radio dial, and the first man through is Arenado, who jumps over one man and still on his feet. He's got a first down and a touchdown. And there goes the cannon.
How exciting is that? Arnuato hurdles a Panther to get in the end zone and give the Marauders an opening drive touchdown. First drive of the season. They're going to find the end zone, and you can see my guy going nuts in there, and that's a way to start it.
7:15 on the clock, and the Mingus Marauders score first, leading now 6-0 over the visiting Maryvale Panthers.
You know, great blocking out there too by that interior line. Mackay just kind of took that handoff right to the right side. Again, that tight wing tee, and boy, that line just did a great job opening up a hole, and Mackay Arnuato doing the rest.
So coming out for the extra point is going to be Hernandez. The offensive lineman is also going to be the kicker, and the kick is up, and it is good. And I'm glad nobody got in the way of that one. That was a line drive that might have actually taken off a helmet. So Mingus leads 7-0, 7:15 left to go in quarter number 1. We will be back after this. Back here at Mingus Union High School, as we take a look at the cheerleaders on the track here at Mingus Union High School, and the Marauders getting ready to kick off, leading 7-0 over the visiting Maryvale Panthers. 22-yard run by Arnado put the Mingus Marauders up, but that was right after a huge pass play for the Mingus Marauders. Mario Camacho is going to kick off for Mingus. He approaches the ball, and there's the kick, and it'll come down and go out of bounds. So that is going to draw the flag, and it's going to be a great starting position out there for the Maryvale Panthers.
Yeah, that'll give Maryvale a little bit of a head start on their drive, and we'll see the Marauders open it up, and I'll go over the lineup for their defense. And boy, already called a couple of these guys on that offensive side of the ball. Let's start with the linemen. We're going to see Isaiah Lathan in there, Nicholas Choate, Jahir Hernandez, who you just saw kick that extra point to, Curtis Glassman, another fast lineman who we saw run the ball in that first drive too. So there's your down lineman. You got Xavier Machado, Max Leckington at quarterback, Ian Contreras, Ethan Jones, our linebackers, and then those three guys in the back keeping it safe is going to be Isaiah Xenia, Mario Camacho, and Makai Arnuado.
Spread offense here, like we had kind of anticipated. There is the spread, there is the run up the middle and taken down. Short gain out there, and number 10 running the ball, and that is going to be Damian Ramez.
And what a great job. That's going to be Marauders' Ian Contreras on the tackle. And I mean, just does a great job of staying home, because that spread offense is, that's a little bit, you can take a deep breath and gasp when you see how much room there is in between each player on the field. Nice job by Ian just staying home.
3 yards on the run, 2 receivers to the near side, plus a tight end. I formation out here from Maryvale. 2nd and 7. There is the pitch going to the far side. A great cutback in the middle of the field, and finally taken down back at the line of scrimmage. That was an incredible run by Ramez just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, that was going to be catastrophic. And who was leading the way? Big Nicholas Choate out there. What a great job by the big guy. You just see it on your replay there. Nicholas Choate's the first one out there trying to get that running back, and he makes the running back cut back in, and then Isaiah Lathan and these guys there to finish up the job.
They're actually going to give him 1 yard on it, so it's going to be a 3rd and 6 out here for Maryvale. Just under 6 minutes left to go as we take a look at the Jones Ford scoreboard, and the Mingus Marauders up 7-0. And we're going to get a timeout on the field, so we are going to have our first timeout. Maryvale is going to take a timeout with 3rd and 6 in their own territory. We'll take a break with them. We'll return to Mingus Union High School coming up after this.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
here for the Mingus Marauders. That quick timeout, we took a break with that timeout as we normally do. And it is 3rd and 6. They spread one receiver way to the near side, one to the top, two receivers to the top, one back in the backfield, out there with quarterback. And it is going to be a keeper coming to the near side and getting a first down and getting out of bounds. A good run out there by Devin Murphy, the quarterback, as he kept the ball and was able to pick up 11.
Oh, it's an outstanding job by Murphy. A few times I thought the Marauders were taking great angles at him, but Murphy able to, you can see the replay, just catches that sideline before getting knocked out. Contreras was over there, Camacho was over there. Nice job by Murphy picking it up, and looks like this one might be coming back. They haven't moved the chains quite yet.
And they are bringing it back. I did not see the penalty.
Yeah,
5:33 left to go. Mingus on top, 7-0, according to the Jones Ford scoreboard, and they are going to bring it back. It is going to be a penalty. It's going to be a hold downfield, but the hold downfield was 5 yards downfield, so that means they're going to bring the ball back and make it 3rd and 11. That wipes out a tremendous run and a great effort by Devin Murphy, and the first penalty by Maryvale. We talked about penalties, trying to limit them because that could be a killer. Two receivers, both sides, spread formation. One back in the backfield with Murphy, the quarterback for Maryvale. He takes the snap. He looks to throw. No, he's going to run. He's coming out to the near side, and he's got plenty of room. He's got one man to beat, and he gets out of bounds with the first down and picks it up all the way to the 49-yard line of the Mingus Marauders. So he picks up 16 on that play. I thought he was going to throw the ball downfield and had plenty of opportunities to do so, but just kept it.
Yeah, that's you, me, plus the 11 Marauders that were out there on defense. Murphy does a great job of rolling out. Definitely looks like he's going to put the ball deep, and instead just uses that speed and gets that first down again. So that's 2 plays in a row. Murphy's done it. No penalties this time. First down, Maryvale.
First down of the game for the visiting Panthers, and it's going to be the second back through with the handoff, and he gets routed and sent backward out there. It looks like Jones just said denied and sent him back to the other side of the field. It's going to be a loss of 1 back to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Ethan Jones closed that door before it even opened. That's going to be a loss. Like a loss of 1 or 2 there. Nice job by Ethan Jones. Man, I don't know if he just read that count right, got right through that line of scrimmage, but that's an outstanding defensive play.
Under 5 minutes left to go. Mingus still leading 7-0. Maryvale's first drive of the game, a 2nd and a long 11. The announcer here says 2nd and 12. Shotgun formation, handoff, first man through, and he loses the ball. Had to go back and get it. Mingus says they have it.
I think Choate's got it. I think Choate got to that ball before anyone, and there he is lifting it up.
So the fumble, a loss of 2 yards on the play, and then the fumble, the turnover for the Mingus Marauders, and Choate comes back up with the defensive fumble recovery. How about that?
Love to hear it. And I mean, these big guys for the Marauders, we're going to be calling their names on the offensive and defensive side of the ball all season long. We got to stay hydrated out there. We've already called Choate a few times. What great plays, a great start to his season.
Well, that's going to put the Mingus Marauders on a fantastic starting position in Maryvale territory. They've got the lead and the ball. Durkalek over center. Wing T takes the snap, hands it off. It is the first man, bounces it, and Brulin still on his feet and then gets knocked out of bounds. He ran into a defensive player, bounced backward like a pinball, and then went back forward for about 3 yards.
Yeah, and that's the speed. That's quick agility right there that'll get it done. And I saw the flag on the play. We'll see the head linesman calls out there. He was in the Marauders' backfield when he threw it, which is usually holding.
Coach Traylor says that he wants to take the penalty, and will do so. And because of the position of the penalty. That ends up being a 14-yard penalty for the Mingus Marauders.
Ouch.
Puts the ball all the way back at the Mingus 37-yard line.
Ouch. Yeah, that's what we talked about, those jitters, and the penalties will get better. They will get better with each game, and it's just how well you can maintain it now. Marauders find themselves in a hole.
Contreras to the near side. And they put one receiver to the top side, too. So 2 receivers, 3 backs in the backfield. There's the snap. Handoff. Second back through. Arnado's got a hole. Trying to get to the sideline. He's got a block from Contreras. Takes on a would-be blocker and picks up the first down. How about that, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, love to see it. And got to give a couple shout-outs there to blocking. Contreras does such a great job on the edge. Nice job of giving Mackay another block to spring him that extra 10 yards for the first down. That was like a first and almost 40, and it's a first down conversion. That's a great job for that Marauders offensive line, and just confidence overall for your Marauders offense.
Not quite 40. He got 28 yards on the carry and the first down, so not quite 40.
It seemed like it.
Well, he did. It was a long ways, but Mingus now has the ball 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line, and Arnado has 4 carries, 62 yards so far in the game. That is a phenomenal average, about 15 yards per carry. So far, they only score 2. Durkalek looking to take the snap from Bowers. He does, hands it off. Arnado takes it right off a tackle, cuts it back up the middle, inside, right to the teeth of the defense, and will pick up another 14 yards. That is below his average. What's going on?
Wow, that's just outstanding offensive line work, really. I mean, you're going to see the replay here. Clay's going to snap that ball, and those guys are all up the field. You can see them. They're a foot or 2 in the back of the secondary there. Nice job by Mackay. Boy, he's really putting together his strength and speed.
Farias on the tackle for Maryvale. Out there, a little help from Evans. New line of scrimmage just outside the red zone. The last time we were at the 22-yard line, it was one play and done by Arnado. Now, Mingus goes into a spread formation, T formation, 2 receivers to the top, 1 receiver to the bottom, and here comes the flag for a delay of game again, and that is going to be penalty number 3 against the Mingus Marauders. They've got 24 yards of penalties so far in this game.
2 minutes, 54 seconds left in the first quarter here, and yeah, like you said, 3 penalties. We're going to clean that up in the games to come.
1st and 15 from the 27.
So Arnado and Bruland in the backfield for Durkalek, who takes the snap and pitches out to Bruland. Bruland off to the races near side, and he'll get back the penalty and then some into the red zone, and he'll be down at about the 18-yard line. So he'll pick up 9. He'll pick up 9. How about that?
I like it. Coach Montabaya is using that outside speed. I mean, that's a great counter from that hard wing tee run up the middle, and then just a quick pitch to the outside. Really keep the defense on their toes.
In a spread formation, nonetheless. Mingus back to the wing tee as they got Camacho as the receiver on the near side, and up the middle, and Arnado tries going over the top again, and here comes another flag. And if it stands, Arnado picks up the first down with about 7 yards on the carry, but we're going to see what the flag is. Arnado went way up in the air, almost like he was trying to hurdle again.
It's twice we've seen him hurdle.
Yeah.
Twice already.
That always scares me. I always tried to tell my players to keep their feet on the ground because you can't control yourself when you're in the air.
Yeah, that makes you gasp, for sure. Especially watching that, but he's showing his athleticism.
No doubt. It's 2:02 left on the clock. Mingus leading in the home opener for the Marauders, 7-0 over the visiting Maryvale Panthers. Maryvale dressed in the yellow socks, yellow numbers, white jerseys, and the black pants out here. Mingus all in red, and they're ready to run a play, but the referees haven't figured out the penalty yet.
Jumping too high? Not quite sure. I mean, I didn't see any kind of a face mask or anything like that, but we got the headlinesman Leo coming over to give us a call. And let's see, he's going to jog over and talk to Coach Matsubayas and the coaching staff. Give them an explanation. He says, hey, that's, you're taking away yardage. Mackay had to work hard for that.
No doubt.
And I'm sure he's just ready to get the ball and do it again.
Well, it is going to go against the Mingus Marauders, and they're going to back them back up to the 27-yard line. Did you catch what the penalty was on that?
No, I didn't catch the penalty. I don't think the Marauders coaching staff did either, and that's why the refs came over to him.
So it ends up being a 15-yard penalty, so it's got to be an unsportsmanlike. Dirklek picks it up, has Contreras in the end zone, and it's broken up. And interesting enough, Contreras had to come back for that one just a little bit, but he had his man beat, and it falls to the turf without a problem, but it's going to bring up third and 17 from the 27-yard line.
Nice job by the crew in the truck there to give us that replay, and boy, that was so close, so close. You love to see Dirklek throw the ball up in the air like that. He already had a good completion earlier, just missed on that one.
Well, the most important part about that was it was thrown in a place that only Contreras could get to it. So, one man in the backfield. Dirklek's got three receivers, takes the snap, drops back, looking to throw, and is going to run the ball. He'll pick up some yards and ditches out somewhere around the 20-yard line, so he'll pick up 6 and maybe 7, and that'll bring up 4th and 8 from the 20-yard line.
Yeah, an offensive line does a good job of giving Dirklek some time. And you see it there. Dirklek just gets to the outside, and you don't have a target that's open. So that's a smart play. Just get out of bounds. Play it safe. You live to throw it another down. Smart play by the newish quarterback, we'll call Dirklek, although he's a great athlete, and we saw him a lot last season all over the place.
So Mingus not electing to try a field goal, is going to go for it 4th and 8 from the 20-yard line. Bruland and Arnaudo in the backfield. Man in motion. There is the snap. They give it to Arnaudo. Arnaudo's got blocking in front of him and gets a first down inside the 5. A little help from the offensive lineman. Push him down to the 2, and how about that? He picks up 16 on the run.
Yeah, that's just a clutch play there. And well, you can see Bruland leading the blocking there, getting a good block on the safety, and Mackay just does a good job. I knew he was going to be doing this all season long. He's going to bury his shoulders down, and he's going to carry a couple defenders with him. He's not just going to go down on an arm tackle, and he proves it right there, gets right to the goal line almost.
1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Quarterback keeps it. Dirklek, hit hard right at about the line of scrimmage. A good tackle out there by number 6. And that is Darian Harris. As Dirklek tried to get that corner and was unable to get away from it.
Boy, I'm sure that moved the mullet a little bit underneath that helmet. That was a big hit on Dirklek. He's got to be careful as a quarterback running that.
Certainly, that's where I would almost suggest when you're so low in numbers, the slide is not a bad problem. Mingus still leading 7-0, but knocking on the door. It is now 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. 26 seconds left to go in quarter number 1. Mingus going from right to left across your radio dial. Dirklek looking to take the snap. He does, and Bruland takes the ball into the end zone for the 2nd touchdown of the 1st quarter for the Mingus Marauders.
Yeah, what a great job for this Mingus offense. Just huge confident boost to go up a couple scores. And there you see that previous hit on Dirklek. That was a big hit. Dirklek's got to be careful in that situation, but does a great job to set it up, and Bruland gets in there for the touchdown.
15 seconds left to go in quarter number 1. And Bruland puts the Mingus Marauders up 13-0. Hernandez out there for the extra point attempt. The snap that was a good hold by the holder who got it down, and Hernandez put that one up and put it up strong. So Mingus is up on top 14-0. 15 seconds left to go in quarter number 1. We're going to take a 30-second break. We'll return to Mingus Union High School after this. Well, apparently we're going to stay here. Nope, we're going to go to break.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
Oops, sorry about that. We missed kickoff, and the kickoff went down to about the 7-yard line. Evans had the kickoff, and then an ankle tackle as Max Leckington came through, grabbed an ankle, and that leaves a poor starting position. Well, not too poor, 20-yard line. As a starting position for Maryvale, their second drive of the game as they trail the Mingus Marauders 14-0. There's the snap, and there's a fumble on the play. It looks like the quarterback able to get it back. He turned around to hand it off, and the ball squirted out when the two bodies hit each other. So obviously that was not the play that was designed exactly the way it was designed.
Right, and that's just a tough break for Maryvale there. And again, goes kind of back to the first game jitters. And that'll end the first quarter. So, boy, the Marauders, chest bump city in that first quarter of the season. Love to see it.
Well, we're going to take a break here. We'll come back to Mingus Union High School at the, for the start of the second quarter. Mingus on top, 14-0. We'll return after this.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what will become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com. Providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettles and go Marauders.
That we do not need, but we thank all of our firefighters for being here tonight. Let's hear it for the Conduit Fire Department.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, the Mingus Marauders on top, here by a score of 14-0, quarter number 2, and Mingus will be on defense. It'll be second and 16, a loss of 6 on the play with the fumble out there for the Maryvale Panthers. Now, Maryvale has had a lot of speed, but here's what we have not seen them do so far. We have not seen them throw the ball.
No, and that's, kudos to the Marauders' defense. I mean, really, we've seen Murphy take off with the ball a few times, so that's going to be a threat. So if they don't throw the ball, you got to be careful. Murphy taking off with it.
2 receivers bottom, 2 receivers top, and spread offense, 1 back in the backfield to the right of the quarterback. Second back in there, and they're going to give it to a wing, and he will get hit. Great lead tackle out there by the Mingus Marauders. Carrying the ball is going to be number 2, and I think it was Ethan Jones that came in and laid the hit.
Yep, Jones, and then followed up by Nicholas Choate. The big guy in that interior line. Those guys doing just a great job being all over the field. And I'll tell you what, just from the beginning of this game, you can see the replay here. These guys got the stamina going. Look at that. Great job by Jones coming right up the gut. And a good tackle.
And, didn't try to do anything fancy.
Nope.
I'm just going to hit you in the thighs and hang on, and the rest of my teammates will come and take you down.
Yeah.
3rd and 15
He knew he had Choate right there, too.
There you go.
Nick Choate to help him out.
Second quarter for the scoreboard out here. Second quarter, 11:09 left to go. And we get a delay a game against Maryvale now. And that is going to be the 4th delay of game so far this game, which kind of makes sense. We were talking about the jitters, right?
Sure does. Sure does. I can tell you I'm not surprised. And I'm sure all over the state of Arizona that's going to be happening. Tonight's Thursday, which is a little bit weird, but usually you'll get some penalties.
Quarterback takes the snap and runs to the right and will gain back some of it. Contreras lays a blow, and he'll pick up some yardage to give his punter some room. Maybe he picks up 5, and that would be the quarterback, Devin Murphy, on the run. But Mingus was able to contain that, and I think Murphy is one of those kids that you're not going to stop. No. The only thing you can do is try to contain him because of his speed. Do you see how long his strides are?
And he's a sophomore. He's only a sophomore.
That is true. That is true. That young man is going to definitely have a career here at Maryvale, and I hope he continues to play so this program can improve. Wholesale changes out here for Maryvale. I wonder if they're going to run out of clock. See if they set up for a punt. It is now 4th and 13 with the ball at the 16-yard line. They do set up for a punt formation. They haven't blown a whistle for a delay of game yet. It's got to be getting close. And
there it is.
Snap.
That's got to be it.
Yep, there's the delay of game.
Delay of game, Maryvale.
Speaking of delay of games, do you know what they're putting into basketball this year? In
shot clock.
A shot clock. The AIA is putting in a shot clock into basketball, which means that some of those 3A and 2A teams that can pass the ball really well and they take a 6-point lead and run out the entire quarter just throwing the ball around.
You see more fireworks that way.
You definitely will, but it'll definitely make it a little bit more prep for collegiate play, I will say. There's the snap. Punter in the end zone. He does get it off. It'll take a bounce, and it'll take a Mingus Marauder bounce and land at about the 34-yard line. And so that ends up being about a 24-yard punt. Mingus is going to have phenomenal field position starting at the 34-yard line. So do you know what else that they are going to put in the AIA that is going to be installed for next fall into high school sports? Do you have an idea?
Is this for football or all sports?
It is a form of football.
Flag football.
It will be girls flag football. Will be coming to the AIA and Arizona Interscholastic Sports coming up next fall.
Outstanding.
34-yard line for the Mingus Marauders. 1st and 10 on the Maryvale 34-yard line. Durkalek takes the snap, hands it off. Ruling comes near side. He's got blockers. He's also got a lane. He's down to the 20 and out of bounds. Hit way hard out of bounds. Big hit out there by Devin Murphy. That's your quarterback making a big hit like that on a 15-yard run by Ruling.
Boy, going both ways. Devin Murphy showcasing his athleticism, and he was lined up on the right side of the field, comes all the way across to make that tackle.
Well, he's an athlete. There's no doubt about it. Yep. He is an absolute athlete. So 1st and 10 now, Mingus with their, let's see, this is actually their 2nd trip to the red zone, because the first time they scored from the 22-yard line, so they never were in the red zone. Well, they were briefly, just long enough to run 22 yards. So 19-yard line, 1st and 10. Oh, and they snap, and it looks like, oh my gosh, how about that? Durkalek picks it up and runs it himself into the end zone. A broken play ends up being a touchdown from the 19-yard line. Unbelievable.
When it's going your way, it's going your way. Durkalek, not sure if the count was off there for the snap, but you saw the replay there. Durkalek just kind of bends down and says, look, I found something. Runs right into the end zone. What a great job. And obviously the Marauders offense is feeling it.
How that was not an illegal shift or an illegal motion or exactly, I don't know. But Durkalek, how about that? A little football IQ.
Love it.
Coming up with it, and now he's going to be the holder for Hernandez. There is the snap. The hold is down. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. So the first thing the Mingus Marauders have done not perfectly out here today is an extra point. 9:30 left to go in the first half. The Mingus Marauders on top 20-0. Maryvale will have the ball when we return in 30 seconds.
1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettles and go Marauders.
And back here at Mingus Union High School, the Mingus Marauders getting set to kick off for, well, the third time in this game. Last time, Leckington with a great tackle pinned the Maryvale Panthers down right about their own 20-yard line. We'll see if Mingus can do it again.
Mario Camacho on to kick.
Camacho will be kicking off for the Mingus Marauders. And deep back is going to be Evans for the visiting Panthers. So 2 kicking to 2. Pair of deuces. 20-0. The Mingus Marauders up on top of the visiting Maryvale Panthers. And the ball falls off the tee.
Camacho walked back up there, set that back up. And I was going to say right before kickoff, Jackie, it's so nice to see 3 different Marauders find the end zone already in the season. 3 different scores, 3 different Marauders. So that's going to give you a lot of confidence on the offensive side.
Very true. Camacho's ready. Better not fall off the tee again. And he will kick an onside kick, and he will go and try to get it himself. And there is a loose ball. It looks like Mingus may have gotten it, though. And coming up with the ball is going to be number 61 for the Marauders. That is Eduardo Santiago, a defensive end. The junior followed Camacho. Camacho almost outran the ball, actually did outrun the ball. And thank goodness somebody was behind him.
Yeah, I think Camacho's kicking himself a little bit for that, for sure. He did a great job kicking the ball and then just outran it. But nice job by the Marauders special teams to clean up and get the ball back. So Marauders on offense again with a 20-point lead, looking to add to it.
Mingus have come back up to the line. Wing T, once again, 1 receiver to the top. Durgalak looking to take the snap, does. Oh, loses the ball, picks it up, he's going to run it again. Comes to the near side, has to tuck it, does a little bit of a, and then gets hit hard out of bounds. Puts his hand up and gets it in the face mask of a would-be defender, able to get away from that tackle and makes 1 yard out of nothing, but gets punished by the time he gets to the sideline and hit hard as soon as he was out of bounds.
Yeah, and Durkalek showed a lot of that last season too, Jack. He's a hard-nosed runner when he has that football, and as a quarterback, you have to be a little bit careful. And I saw the flag be thrown there on that play. He also lowered his head, and that was a big hit, like you said, at the end of that play. So you got to be careful. They might get him. Okay, it's going to be a face mask. So you got to be careful when you lean in with your head like that, because I know that these refs are going to be more inclined to be calling for the head injuries and calling those head-to-head helmet contacts. So Marauders catch a break there.
No doubt. So the face mask, and where are they going to mark it from? They're going to mark it from the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to move the ball. Should be down to about the 35-yard line.
Tough break for the Panthers, and I wonder if Coach Montebai is on the sideline saying,
now they're walking it back, and they put the ball at the 43-yard line, which ends up making it somehow about a 7-yard penalty. Go figure, but 1st and 10 for the Mingus Marauders from the 43-yard line of the Maryvale Panthers. Quarterback keeps it, and he's got plenty of room. He's going to throw it. He's got Camacho downfield, and he goes up for it. Both hands just slightly overthrown, and Durkalek had a lot of open green in front of him. He could have run that one, but went for it all with the throw to Camacho.
I like it. I like working on the passing game, Jackie. Look at that. Look at that's going to be Jahir Hernandez pulling to the left side of the field to just kind of be Durkalek's bodyguard, if you will, out there, and he had all the time in the world to throw it. It was a good ball. I mean, just over the hands. I mean, that's, you want to see your quarterback develop. You want to see your quarterback throw those deep balls like that and get comfortable. It's a first game. You're going to see that was just over the fingertips. So nice job by that offense, and they're going to live to see another play.
9 minutes away from the Longfellow Excavating halftime report. Unbalanced line by the Mingus Marauders, and first back through has got it. Arnado, a first down, close to a first down, and they're going to mark him down at about the 33-yard line, and that could be enough for a first down. If he's got 10 yards on that, does he? He does. 10 yards on that, and Arnado with 7 carries now becomes the first 100-yard rusher for the Mingus Marauders this season.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. And hey, it's a lot of kudos. Also, I saw Isaiah Lathan out there lead blocking. This offensive line will give those running back all the accolades.
Wing T once again for the Mingus Marauders. Man in motion, and it's going to be the man in motion getting the ball. He's going to cut it and gets back to the line of scrimmage and driven back. That's going to be Nate Dixon on the carry, and he will get back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Boy, and that's just a great job. Looks like Sirius Wilson on the tackle there. That was a great tackle by the Panther, running up that line of scrimmage. Marauders in that huddle, and you know they have some confidence. They're not in any rush. They're going to talk about the play, make sure everyone understands what their job is.
Well, we know that they called delay a game, so you got to be in somewhat of a rush. First back through is, actually it's Brulin. Brulin bounced off of the defense. He'll end up losing 2 on it. He went through his hole, but the hole wasn't there. He hit a wall and bounced back off. That's the 2nd time I've seen him pinball. This time he ends up losing 2 on the carry. However, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it could have been. The Panthers definitely not fooled again on that. Marauders and Bruland have showed that play a few times already, and the Panthers were ready for it that time. Nowhere to go for Bruland.
7:10 left to go. The Mingus Marauders on top, according to the Jones Ford Verde Valley scoreboard, 20-0. We're right at 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Unbalanced line for the Mingus Marauders, a wing T. Man in motion, and there is the snap. Quarterback's going to keep it. Looks downfield, gets a man up in the air, and runs over a would-be tackler, gets inside the 30, down to the 29. And so he'll pick up 6, but that's going to bring up 4th down. 4th and probably manageable. We've seen him go for it at 4th and 8 before, so I imagine they're going to go for it with 4th and 6.
And I'm going to go ahead and take the opportunity to call the first pancake of the season. Did you see Nicholas Choate with a block on that play?
No,
that was incredible. So Durkalek cuts it up, and Choate sees that, turns around, and just lays a Panther out. That's what you want from your big guys on the line of scrimmage.
So we will add the syrup and butter to that one, because it's the first pancake of the day. Wing T formation, 2 receivers, 1 man in motion. There is the snap. First man through, Arnado. Arnado's got a first down and more. Still on his feet, trying to cut back to the outside. It's a race to the corner into the end zone, and he is knocked out of bounds right near the goal line. He might be down to the 1. If it stands, it's 28 yards. And I was wondering if they were going to call motion on the Mingus Marauders, but I did not see a flag. 27 yards officially out there for Arnado, and Arnado's going to get 2 miles in before we get to the halftime.
And I'll tell you, Jahir Hernandez with the sealing block on that play. Great job by the guard. Mackay just follows him up the hole, and Jahir just kind of turns around and gives him an edge to run off of.
He's got great vision when he gets into the secondary. He just has a feel for where the white shirts are not. There's the snap. Quarterback keeps it. Durkalak and goes to the end zone and then slows down. And they do call him in the end zone, so Durkalak does get it into the end zone. He slowed down right at the end zone, but that'll put the Marauders up 26-0 with 5:20 left to go in the first half. The second rushing touchdown for Brayson Durkalak in this game.
Yeah, and just another outstanding job by the Marauders offensive line and offensive unit entirely. I mean, Mackay's already putting up a lot of yardage. And offensive line's really showcasing what they can do. Coach Montebaya's got to be excited about that.
Hernandez trying for the extra point here. Snap. Oh, it was a slow snap. Durkalak running for two. He's got a block toward the end zone, and he gets in the 2-point conversion, and Mingus gets the missed extra point back. Takes the lead 28-0 with 5:20 left to go in the first half. A great block in the end zone sealed the corner for him.
Yeah, Leckington just turns around and literally blocks a Panther into another Panther. It's a great job, and the Marauders take a huge lead.
That would be a pancake stack, right?
Yes, it would.
We're going to take a break. We'll return to Mingus Union High School in 30 seconds.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles, and go Marauders!
Back here at Mingus Union High School, we have seen a little bit of everything out here today. We have seen, so far Durkalak is 1 for 3 throwing the ball, 30 yards. We've got a 100-yard rusher. We have seen a fumble recovery by the Mingus Marauders. We have seen a broken play, bad snap go for a touchdown. We have seen an onside kick recovery and a 2-point conversion. There's a kickoff. Camacho gets some leg into that one, and it's going to go into the end zone. That is a weapon in high school football. That is phenomenal. That is a great kick as that one landed at the 2-yard line and actually bounced into the end zone. That was fantastic.
Camacho, where'd that leg come from? That's a great kick right there. And a touchback, like you just said, can't ask for anything more in high school football than that. You saw that ball landed at like the 3 and rolled in. Great job there.
Well, why that is so important is because it makes such a long field. And when you're struggling offensively and you can't, I mean, the 50-yard line is so far away, and it seems so far away. It's just part of the whole motivation thing out there.
Yep, well said. And 80 yards, like you said, it's a mountain. It's a mountain to climb if you're in offense.
One back in the backfield, 2 tight ends set up with 1 receiver either side. There is the snap, and the handoff goes to the running back who finds a lane to get to the outside. Arnado, ooh, that might be a late hit. Yep, I thought so. As the hit goes all the way to the bench out there. That was indeed a late hit. I think Arnado collided with him before he was out of bounds, and then a late Marauder from that point. But the tackle was way out of bounds. That'll be a first down for sure for a late hit and unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, if you're Camacho, you just, you're playing hard. You're getting those first game jitters out of the way, but you got to just kind of take it easy a tiny bit, especially when you can tell that the running back's going out of bounds, which it was real close there, but Nicholas Choate missed the tackle by just a shoelace in the backfield.
Oh, very true. 5 penalties for the Mingus Marauders, 54 penalty yards, but they've been able to overcome it with a 28-point lead, leading 28-0. Ironically, the 2 wins Mingus had last season, 2-8 on the season, but their 2 wins, both shutouts.
Yeah, can't ask for anything more when you're winning games like that. Marauders so far shutting out Maryvale. But the penalties, I tell you, if it's same traditional coaching, that's a lot of up-downs already.
Oh, yeah, no kidding, huh? 5:10 left to go in the second quarter. There's the snap, and the quarterback's going to keep it. And Devon's trying to get to the outside, and he is taken down. That is Jones again.
Picking up a sack.
Yep, Jones does just such a great job of being on the edge. I mean, what a spot that he was put in by the coaching staff of the Marauders, that tight end, that defensive end spot. He does such a nice job, able to track Devin down. And Devin Murphy's a fast quarterback, too. A great job of closing in on him. That's great closing speed, and boy, as an offense, you're always thinking about that now. Murphy will be dropping back, and he'll be thinking, boy, where's Jones at? Is he going to be diving at me from a different angle, or where do I got to go to get away from these Marauders who are flying all over the place?
I think Murphy turned around and expected to hand it off and then had to run for it, and the offensive line broke down. 2nd and 15, ball at the 35-yard line of Maryvale. Quick hitter up the middle, goes for, well, back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him 1 yard, and a great tackle by the Mingus Marauders out there, quickly filling that hole.
Yeah, like a great play there. A couple of big guys going at it. Nicholas Choate for the Marauders and Luis Castro, number 64 for the Panthers. They were both kind of tied up. You see it on your replay there. Went to a knee and then gave each other hugs and pats on the way up. That was a good battle there.
Well, they blow the whistle. It's the end of the wrestling match, right?
Love to see it. Love to see the sportsmanship.
Yep. Sumos, go back to your corners. Here we go. 3rd and 14 from the 36-yard line. Maryvale has only had a couple of first downs, one by penalty and one by rushing. One back in the backfield. And Devin takes the snap, looking to throw it. He's going to get sacked. It was Glassman that got a hold of him first, and then it looked like Lathan will clean it up out there for the Mingus Marauders.
Yeah, that'll be Isaiah Lathan and Glassman out there. Chest bump city. Glassman the first one to reach the quarterback, and boy, Isaiah Lathan helps him clean up, and boy, those guys are fired up on the defensive side of the ball, as is the Marauder Nation here.
Well, I'm going to give both of them a half a sack on that, and it is going to be a big loss. It's going to lose 8 yards on the play. And that's going to be 4th down now. They bring the punter out. The ball at the 28-yard line. There's the snap. The kick is up. Decent kick. It's returnable. Taken at the 37-yard line. It's going to be Camacho. Camacho running the ball. Gets the corner. He's got a blocker out in front of him. Gets to the sideline and steps out, but he's going to give the Mingus Marauders phenomenal field position again inside of Maryvale territory. He got the ball at the 37-yard line and took the ball all the way down to the opposing 34-yard line.
It's going to be fun to see kick returns and punt returns by Camacho all season long with 2 minutes and 28 seconds left in the half. You're right, Jackie. That's fantastic field position. Marauders trying to add on to this 28-0 lead so far.
Special Thursday opening season game for the Mingus Marauders. They wanted us to go play in London, but there just wasn't enough room in the stadium. Wing T formation and a timeout called. It's going to be Maryvale's timeout. With their timeout, we're going to take a 30-second break and return to Mingus Union High School. 28-0. The Marauders on top. We're back after this.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community, and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
The Jones Ford scoreboard shows Mingus with a commanding 4-touchdown lead, 28-0, 2:28 left to go. Mingus brings the ball all the way back on a 29-yard return by Camacho. And they've got the ball at the Maryvale 34-yard line. Durkalek over center. Maryvale showing blitz. There is the snap. Second back with the ball. That's going to be Brulin. Brulin finding some green space. Cuts back inside into the free safety, but will pick up 10 or 11 and bring the ball down to the 23-yard line.
Nice job by Brulin using that speed. Really like that. That's a shifty running back right there, and Breland able to find the hole and just make a move past the linebackers. And boy, you know who else is having pancakes tonight is Isaiah Lathan. Nice job on that block out there, putting his defender on the ground. That offensive line building some huge confidence.
Arnaudo with a great lead block, by the way. Went through the hole, kicked his man out, kicked the linebacker out, which gave Brunlin half of the field to run to, and he just ran to the most amount of green, which was the left side, far side of the field.
And that needs to be a theme if the Marauders want to continue to find success running the ball.
And we're going to get another delay of game. And that's going to make it 1st and 15 now. 59 yards of up downs for the Mingus Marauders on 6 penalties.
And as long as breakfast is good, the up downs are worth it.
Mingus Marauders at the 28-yard line. And it's going to be Durkalek with the ball. And he will get to the sideline, driven out of bounds. He'll pick up the penalty yardage and then some, as he will get 11 of it back, bringing up, 3rd and 4, 2nd and 4?
And that's a good job. That's Charles Godot on the tackle for the Panthers. And Charles, that was a great tackle, way to finish it out. And Durkalek's, we know he's shifty, he could have broke through that.
Mingus has been perfect in the red zone here today. 1:38 left on the clock in the first half. Mingus leading 28-0. Mingus strong right. Wing formation. Durkalek looks to throw the ball. Has options, plenty of time. Throws the ball, has a man, and it is caught for the touchdown. And it's going to be Jones, the tight end, with the touchdown reception of 18 yards out there, as Mingus now goes up 34-0.
Let's just talk about how much time Durkalek's got in that backfield. That's a wonderful job by your offensive line. That's basically a touchdown pass that you give credit to the big guys for. There's tons of time. Jones is able to get into the end zone and literally just run around until he's open, and Durkalek finds him.
Extra point attempt as Hernandez comes out. Durkalek, the holder, 2-point conversion last time. This time he is going to hold it down. The kick is up, and the kick is good, as Hernandez is 3 of 4 here on the game. 35-0, a buck and a half left. We will return to Mingus Union High School in 30 seconds.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, as the Marauders going to kick off again. In fact, it's going to be Maryvale that'll have the ball first in the second half. Mingus started with the ball, and on their opening drive, scored a touchdown. Camacho, who had a touchback last time, will kick off again to Evans. This time, not nearly as strong, as it goes to the 20-yard line and then out of bounds. And it's almost like he tried to pop that one and give his team a chance to get down to the 20-yard line and cover it, but it is going to go out of bounds, which will give the Maryvale Panthers a pretty decent field position to start with.
Yeah, it reminded me of a pooch kick almost. I wonder if Camacho maybe just trying some different styles of kicks out there. And why not, right? You're scoring like that, you kind of have it.
Going through the repertoire?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, you're putting up that many points. Marauders up 35-0.
He's got like the 8-ball, on the sideline, and he shakes it up, and pooch kick. Okay, all right.
Boy, that's a dangerous style.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the 35-yard line. Mingus defensively getting set. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 receivers to the top side. Evans in the backfield. Out there with Devin Murphy. Murphy's going to run it up the middle himself and gets hit pretty much at the line of scrimmage and backs his way forward for 4 yards.
Man, just an athleticism play there by Murphy. Great job, but just kind of turns sideways to get through the line of scrimmage. Falls backwards. He doesn't want to take a huge hit or anything, so it just kind of goes down. Which Dirk should probably take a few notes on that.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, both of these squads don't have a real amount of depth in their varsity lineups.
Right.
So, consequently, if you can avoid a few hits, do what Mahomes does. Not take the hits. Pretend that you're worth $65 million this year. Murphy takes the snap, hands it off in the middle, and congested. Evans loses a yard as the Mingus Marauders defensive line was in the backfield almost entirely across the board.
I'll be curious to see if Maryvale gets off another play. I imagine they will. 20 seconds left and growing until the end of the first half, in which Marauders have totally dominated. Great to see this in the home opener.
Well, they haven't attempted to throw the ball yet. They have no attempts throwing the ball at this point. 6 seconds left, 5 seconds left. 3 seconds, 2, 1. There's the snap. Last play of the quarter, and it's going to be almost a sack by Latham. And the Mingus Marauders trying to wrap him up, and they will get back. It still ends up being a sack out there for Arnaudo, as it's a 3-yard loss. More of a tackle for loss, but a flag on the play, and the quarter can't end on a defensive penalty at least.
Yeah, and I think that one's going to be a face mask, Jackie, so we'll most likely have another play. Great job by Murphy to kind of juke a few Marauders out there, and he drew that face mask penalty.
Oh, Latham had him in his sights. I mean, had the entire system computer-generated targeted. The missile was locked, and then he moved.
Hey, I know what that's all about. It's tough to wrap up those athletic guys like Murphy out there. And Latham does a good job, needed a little bit of help on it.
It's going to be a face mask against the Mingus Marauders, which is more up-downs. 74 yards of penalties for the Mingus Marauders. We're going to talk about that at halftime. And that is going to push the ball all the way up to the 50-yard line. And Maryvale at midfield will have one more play in this quarter.
Now, obviously, you're going to see some sort. I mean, they're at the 50-yard line. You're going to see some sort of a Hail Mary, some sort of a maybe Statue of Liberty, something crazy, some kind of reverse, or maybe I'm just wishing too much.
Well, it all depends on what you've been able to practice. And if you haven't been able to practice that, you can't really put that into orders. You've got a spread formation. Murphy takes the snap, immediately will be harassed by the Mingus Marauder defense, and Mingus will take him down. He'll gain 9 yards on the carry and will get knocked out of bounds by, I think it's Contreras on the far side. That should do it for the first half. 9 yards at least, though. That ends up being the best run, second best run of the quarter out there for the visiting Maryvale squad. And that is going to be halftime. Well, here we are at halftime, 35-0. The Mingus Marauders on top, and they've been doing just about everything right. When we come back, we're going to go through the scoring plays. We're going to go through some stats here at halftime. We're going to go through what the teams need to do in half number 2 to improve. We'll return to Mingus Union High School. The Marauders with a comfortable 35-0 lead over Maryvale. We're back after this.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Since 1925, Tiffany Construction has worked with developers and local and federal government to build, expand, and improve infrastructure, roads, drainage systems, and subdivisions. From concept to completion, the Tiffany Construction team provides a full complement of construction services and state-of-the-art delivery methods customized to fit your needs and budget. They're Arizona's longest tenured family-owned and operated civil contractor and proudly serving the Verde Valley since 1991. Tiffany Construction, knowledge and experience to bring your project to reality.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Two things we can count on every year.
A new set of tax rules and great weather here in Northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
Here at halftime, the Mingus Marauders on top, big 35-0 here at halftime over the visiting Maryvale Panthers. And Mingus has done it on the ground. They've done it through the air. Actually, not a lot of aerial attack. However, Mingus scores first with 7:15 left to go in the first quarter. A 22-yard by Arenado with the extra point by Hernandez, and that was the first score for the Mingus Marauders. Second score came at the end of the quarter with 15 seconds left as Bruland ends up with a 4-yard run. Hernandez had the extra point once again, and Mingus led 14-0. Then 9:30 left to go here in the second quarter. A 19-yard run by Durkalek. Now that was after the bad snap. The ball was actually on the ground, and the young man picked up the ball and turned around and ran it 19 yards around the corner. It was like everybody else stopped and watched. It was both teams. I do mean both teams stopped and watched. Durkalek was the only little weebly guy on the table that was moving at all, anywhere.
I'll tell you, in practice, when that happens, the defense is like, no, that's a redo. Wait, no, that doesn't count. It's a redo. Okay. Even though they didn't see it. That's the problem for the Panthers is nobody saw it. Durkalek just went down, and there it is. Picked up and right to the outside. He's fast. Right. So he was gone.
19 yards, and then the extra point was no good because Hernandez was surprised that we scored on that one. And then 5:20 left to go. A 2-yard run by Durkalek, and then he ends up with the 2-point conversion. I don't think he liked the snap, and I think he called it himself to pick it up, and then got a great block in the corner for the 2-point conversion. And Mingus led at that point 28-0, and then with a $1:29 left to go, an 18-yard pass. Durkalek finds an open Jones in the back of the end zone, and the extra point by Hernandez was good. Now, that was so open that sometimes those are really easy to drop. Yeah. You know, when it's coming to you and you're like, oh my gosh, this is it. You know, and it takes like 42 minutes for the ball to actually get to you in the air, right?
Hey, sometimes the numbers are bouncy. Right? It hit them right in the numbers, and we see it on Sundays, Saturdays. You see it on Sundays. It happens. Like you said, you're too open almost. So you just kind of freak out. Like I as a lineman in my high school football days, I would have completely dropped something like that.
I get that. I totally get that. I understand that. So here at halftime, Mingus leading 35-0. We're going to take a look at some individual stats when we return for the Longfellow Excavating halftime report. We'll get in a word from them as well when we return to Mingus Union High School after this.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
You Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
Welcome to the Longfellow Excavating halftime show, and of course Josh Longfellow, a former Mingus Marauder, now sponsoring Mingus football here. No job too big or too small out there. Longfellow Excavating does it all: septic installation, drainage, grading, and much more. They'll even demo a single wide mobile. Why? Because I've asked them to. You can call Josh Longfellow for a free quote, 928-300-3792. That's 928-300-3792. Defensively, the Mingus Marauders have been superb. They've given up 3 first downs, 2 on penalties, 1 on a rushing first down. Their leading rusher for the Maryvale squad here is Devin Murphy, who is a phenomenal athlete and could be so incredibly dangerous if he could get to the outside. I'll tell you that. He's got 5 carries and 28 yards. Ramos has 4 carries and 1 yard, and Evans has 4 carries and 7 yards. 13 carries on the ground altogether, 36 yards. No pass attempts. So far, 36 yards of offense. Now, on the opposite side, the Mingus Marauders have had a little problem with the yellow litter. 74 penalty yards on 7 penalties. So there are more penalty yards against the Mingus Marauders than they have actually given up defensively.
Yeah, and penalties we'll touch on some more keys to the second half, and obviously I'm going to bring penalties up. It's one of the first games of the season, so they're going to have to clean that up going forward. You're not going to win these close, tight region games with this many penalties. We've seen a lot of yellow on the ground, like you've said. And then, yeah, kudos to that Marauders defense. I mean, Murphy's a fantastic athlete, and obviously he needs a little bit more help from that supporting staff on the Panthers offense to spring himself, because he does have some speed. I mean, I know he's dropped back to throw the ball a few times, and he hasn't seen anything, and when he takes off, he can find a hole and get up there quick. The Marauders just doing a good job of containing him.
Well, he hasn't had any time, because the Mingus Marauder defensive line and the linebackers have been in the backfield harassing him very quickly.
The big guys are back there too. I mean,
absolutely. And when that happens, you're not going to be able to have that poise. So when Mingus plays better, when teams with better offensive lines that can hold for another half a second or a second, then we'll get to see how the secondary actually will work for the Mingus Marauders and see if they will be tested. So far, they haven't been really tested. There may have been open players out there, but there hasn't been time to get to them. Now, offensively, Brayson Duralek is 2 for 4, 48 yards and 1 touchdown, which is absolutely fantastic. That is fantastic on the way, and that's exactly where we expected him to be. Somewhere around 4 passes here in the first half is where we expected. On the ground, he's got 7 carries for 48 yards, 2 of them touchdowns, 1 for 19 yards and 1 for 2 yards. Arnaudo has been the key. How about this? 8 carries in the first half for 130 yards. Kid is averaging 16 1/4 yards per carry. And Brulin, he's got a touchdown to go with 7 carries and 48 yards. And Arnaudo has the distinction of having the first touchdown of the 2022 season. So offensively, Mingus has just been unstoppable on the ground. They have converted 2 fourth down conversions, have not punted the ball. They have scored every single drive. drive, they've been unstoppable.
And get the onside kick as well. Already recovered an onside kick, which you like to see. You like to have that in your back pocket for the season. When you never know when you might need to pull that onside kick out, and Camacho did a great job on that. And like you said, Marauders offense kind of clicking on all cylinders. It's really nice to see all the different weapons getting in the end zone for the Marauders. That builds confidence for each of those players. I mean, you see Dirkelek breaking in, Brulin getting himself in the end zone. Obviously, we're going to see Mackay get in that end zone quite a few times, and it's just nice to see the offense use different weapons and get into the end zone, find success, especially so early on.
Well, the leading receiver, the only receiver so far for the Mingus Marauders has been Jones. He has got 2 receptions, 48 yards, 1 for a touchdown, 18 yards. And so Mingus, offensively, defensively, special teams has been taking care of business. We're gonna take a break, our final break here in the halftime show. When we come back, we're gonna look at keys to the second half. And I know there are some for both teams. Maryvale's got a lot of talent on the squad. They've just got to figure out how to get it to all work together. We'll return to Mingus Union High School after this.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles, and go Marauders.
2 things we can count on every year:
a new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, the Marauders on top here at halftime, 35-0. Pretty comfortable for the Mingus Marauders at this point, and they've pretty much done everything right. As we kind of look at the keys to the game, you want to look at what you think Mingus needs to do in the second half better, although they've been pretty solid across the board.
Yeah, no doubt. Offensively and defensively, they're having a great start to the season. I'm going to go ahead and call the obvious, which is penalties. You really got to clean up penalties. We're going to see the penalties be cleaned up. I have a feeling in the next few games, but obviously that's a lot of up downs so far. The Marauders are encroaching 100 yards in penalties. That is just not going to get you wins when you get into tight games. So they have to clean that up. And then another key to the game. How about that defense? Let's stay strong on defense. We want to open up with a shutout, right? You want to keep the points off the board for the other team. Huge confident booster going into the rest of the season. I know we play a few teams in this Copper Sky division, so this is a statement to those teams in that division.
I'm going to agree with that wholeheartedly. Now, going back to the penalties, 3 of them 15-yarders. So those are unsportsmanlike or personal fouls. Those are dangerous. 3 of them delay of games. So the delay of games can, definitely be something that, Mingus can certainly come around. They've won the special teams so far. They've been playing phenomenal defense, so there is absolutely no problems whatsoever with that for the keys to the game. Also want to talk about Longfellow Excavating, our halftime sponsor. No job too big, no job too small for Longfellow Excavating. They do it all. They are licensed, bonded, and insured. Family owned and operated with decades of experience, and a former Marauder owns them. That would be Josh Longfellow. For a free quote, call 928-337-92.
Josh Longfellow was an outstanding fullback. He was a beast getting through that line of scrimmage.
Well, this is why I went to him and said, I need a single wide demolished. I need it demoed. Why? Because when he was a Mingus Marauder, he was known as the Wrecking Ball. So, it made absolute perfect sense that
love it,
that Longfellow would be able to take down this single wide, not very attractive manufactured home, and will probably be able to do it very quickly.
Love to hear it.
I'm going to say in one shot. That's going to be my guess. All right, so the visiting Maryvale squad comes back out on the field. Now, this squad, who has done really well during the course of the season. They did an awful lot of 7-on-7. They did flag football. You take a look at their squad. Their squad is very athletic, up and down, all the way through the numbers. Up and down the roster. They just haven't been able to figure out how the Rubik's Cube fits together for this squad. So one of the things that they need to do here in the second half, in my opinion, is to get some momentum. Okay, they need to make sure their plays right now are too slow. Mingus has picked up on that, and they're sharks in the water smelling blood. They're coming after whoever's in the backfield, and they're just coming full board. They're not with no delay whatsoever. So the way to get around that is you design quick hitting plays. So you flare out to a tight end, you flare out to a receiver, you throw the ball up underneath. You got to get some quick hitting plays going to force the Mingus Marauders to back off and play a little bit more traditional defense, so you can get your running game up and rolling again.
Right. And we talked about it before the game. Not a lot of seniors on that Maryvale side of the ball. There's only, I think we counted 9 seniors, and one of them is not dressed tonight for them. So, yeah, you don't have a ton of experience. We saw a lot of sophomores on that roster. So experience is going to come with time. You're very right in that. Keep it simple and quick. Simple and quick is the way to go, which is why I like that wing T offense so much, because you're able to execute, then it's fast. Everything happens so fast. In a few steps, you're past that line of scrimmage, and you're right. Maryvale should focus on that. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some adjustments coming out of halftime.
Absolutely, and they're going to need to put the ball up. Yep. They're going to have to put the ball up, even if it's just quick slants, quick side passes, whatever the case is. They've got to get into a pattern where they're picking up 3-4 yards. They've got to earn 1 or 2 first downs on their own to get some momentum going for this squad, and then I think their athleticism is going to rise to the top, and they can actually do something.
Yeah, great point.
Because this team has the ability to break something at any place on the field. I can tell you right now, Mingus has done a phenomenal job of containing these dangers. And so kudos for the defense. Midkiff has done a phenomenal job of getting the Mingus Marauders ready for that.
Almost sounds like you had kind of like a robotic fly in the locker room for Maryvale, because you're hitting on all the points that they do. They got to work on those simple plays, use the athleticism that they have. So great calls, and like I said, one of the keys to the game, if you're the Marauders, keep it up, shut them down. I mean, that's what the Marauders love to see, right? We're talking about the keys to the game for Maryvale to become successful, but on the flip side of that, Marauders doing an outstanding job of shutting this offense down, not giving them any points so far, and Coach Montebaez wants to keep that up this second half.
Oh, no doubts. I mean, the most traditional way, run the ball, run the clock, win the game kind of a thing. So the Mingus Marauders, of course, leading 35-0. They're a couple of touchdowns away from a continuous clock. So actually 1 touchdown away from a continuous clock. So that could hurry up the game as well, as we come down to about 25 seconds left to go here in the Longfellow Excavating halftime report. I'm Jackie Bessler. This is Nick Yatsinko. Want to do a shout out to Phil Kitafamo, who was tuning in from from Nebraska, where he has gone on to a television station in Lincoln, Nebraska, and we wish him all the best in Cornhusker territory.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's probably, I wouldn't go to say chilly where he is right about now, but it's better than here, because I'm still got some sweat beads coming down the dress shirt.
Well, that happens, you know. Yeah, that's just kind of the way that it goes. So I think the Mingus Marauders have shown a couple of things. They've shown the ability to do an onside kick. They've been able to show that they can kick the ball in the end zone. Camacho has done that. I would say I'm a big believer, just do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when Mingus has had strong defenses and can start opponents at the 20, guess what? You know, then the 45-yard breakaway isn't a touchdown, because you've pinned him to start. You've given yourself room to make mistakes, and you know, that I think is going to be the key. Of course, Maryvale's going to get the ball first here in the second half, as they won the toss and chose to defer, and Mingus got the ball first and have scored on every possession in the first half.
We can almost take bets on what Camacho is going to kick off with here. I mean, is he going to squib kick it? Is he going to go deep with it? Because we've already, like you said, we've seen him go different routes. So he might just be practicing some different kicks. We've seen the onside kick, which was successful, and he overran the ball, which you don't see too often. So it was a beautiful onside kick, and he was too fast. He ran right past it. Marauders still ended up getting that one. But, yeah, you're right. Special teams and Marauders have been dominating defensively. Obviously, it's still a shutout. Marauders still controlling the game there, and we'll see what kind of adjustments Coach Jones and Byron have for the Maryvale Panthers. Come out and try to get some points on the board.
Well, Camacho's going to kick it off again here. And Camacho, in the second half, I'd love to see the Marauders get Camacho into the offense somewhere. We haven't seen him, haven't thrown the ball to him, haven't had him run the ball. Camacho runs up to the ball. He'll kick off. Deep is going to be Evans. Evans will come back to about the 6-yard line. He will take it. He will run it out, make a quick move, and Mingus will shut it down, but a decent return out to about the 27-yard line. Give him about 18 on the return for Evans, and Maryvale with decent starting position here for half number 2.
Yeah, really good move there by Evans out there. You can see the replay there on your screen. Pulls a nice juke out, and that was Isaiah Ksenia almost making the tackle. You got to break down a little bit more, get lower in your knees, because boy, Evans, that's a really shifty move, and at least they're past the 20 for the Panthers.
Mingus Marauder defensive line: Curtis Glassman, Jahar Hernandez, Nicholas Choke, and Isaiah Lathan. Cornerbacks are Xavier Machado and Max Leckington. In the backfield, you got Camacho playing free safety. Weak safety is Arenado, and Senna the strong safety. Spread formation, empty backfield now. 5 receivers out. Quarterback takes the snap, looks to throw, and will now choose to run. Drops the ball, picks it back up, and the knee was down. He's going to end up back at the line of scrimmage. So he looked downfield, 5 receivers, and couldn't find anybody to get the ball to, and had the rollout, which gave him time to throw the ball. I like that play.
Yeah, that's a good spread there by the coaching staff from Maryvale. They just spread it out, put a couple guys on each of our defensive linemen, and boy, what a nice job. That's going to be Jones out there again with almost call that a forced fumble. That's just a great job, and Murphy's got no choice but to just kind of fall on it.
Well, Jones has been the leading receiver for the Mingus Marauders, and boy, he has just been in on so many tackles defensively. Tight formation, I formation, pitch to the near side, trying to get him out, bouncing, turning, going the other direction, and then Contreras will grab him and pull him down as Evans went backward a long ways. Holy cow, he's going to lose 13 on the play. That is the definition of TFL, tackle for loss.
Yeah, Ian Contreras, nice job. That's a great highlight reel tackle where you're chasing him down. A running back does a spin move to try to get out of it, and Ian says, you're not going anywhere. That's a huge loss, and again, Marauders taking away yardage from the Panthers so far this half.
Well, that one is really difficult, because when you are trying to break down on somebody so shifty and somebody who is very quick around you, well, Mingus is showing some decent speed of their own defensively out here. Spread formation once again. 2 receivers near side, a tight end and a receiver on the far side, 1 back in the backfield. And the quarterback's going to just draw it himself and will get up, force a missed tackle, and will pick up about 7, making it 4th down and still 14 or 15.
When you see Murphy get up a little slow there, hopefully he's okay. Just needs some kind of a water break. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him. That's a lot of work there by your quarterback. And only a sophomore. He's got quite a few good years ahead of him. That's a nice job there. It's Isaac.
He's hurting a little bit. He's going over to the, he's going to be going over, well, to the end of the line down there. We'll see if they take him to a place to check him out. There's the snap for the punt, and a punt to they get it off. Camacho takes it at the 38-yard line. He's going to try the near side once again. He's got blockers out in front of him. He's got the sideline. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. He's touchdown. Special teams touchdown out there as Camacho takes it all the way back. I don't see any litter on the field out there. And he will get it from the 39-yard line, officially a 61-yard punt return for a touchdown.
He got confetti flying, chest bumps happening. Great opening game for the Marauders as they just continue to pour it on. And that'll just about get them to run clock. What an outstanding job there. Camacho is going to add a punt return for touchdown to his stats already.
Well, second punt return as the extra point is low and no good. It looked like Durkalik had trouble getting a hold of that snap. It was low and tough, and it was missed. It was the second miss of the day. 41-0. 9 minutes left to go in quarter number 3. Mingus will kick off. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll return to Marauder Field here after this.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, 9 minutes exactly left to go. The Jones Ford scoreboard shows Mingus on top 41-0. Camacho, who just ran it back for 61 yards and a touchdown, is going to kick it off. He'll get it up in the air and down to about the 6-yard line, down to Evans. Evans straight ahead, makes one cut, loses his footing, and oh my gosh, man, almost did the splits out there on the field, trying to come back and reverse his entire field. And he is down at about the 22-yard line. Straight ahead, young man. Just keep your momentum going forward.
Yeah, hopefully Evans is okay. Like you said, he kind of lost it going one way and then cut the other way and lost it again. So, got to be careful of the knees there.
Knees and ankles and groin muscles and everything else, you know.
Yeah, that kind of hurt just from up here in the press box, but Evans seems to be fine.
Yeah,
so.
I know. I was feeling it. 23-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Maryvale Panthers. Second drive here of the second quarter, trailing the Marauders in the home opener 41-0. Different formation out there. Quarterback takes the snap. He's going to run it to the near side all by himself. Pump fakes like he's going to throw the ball and runs out of bounds and is driven out of bounds there. Number 7 for the Mingus Marauders. He's going to pick up 8, and it's going to be Xavier Machado that runs him out of bounds. He'll get credit for the tackle because he made contact with the ankle while he was going out of bounds.
Yeah, great job by the crew in the truck there getting us that replay. You can see Murphy's speed, able to get his Panthers offense some positive yardage. Second and short, and boy, the Marauders looking to move them back again. They say, hey, that was positive yardage. We got to get them going the other way again.
Well, it was a quick hitter.
Good call, and it was. We talked about that during the halftime show.
Yep, there wasn't a lot of time in the backfield messing around and giving Mingus an opportunity to get back there. And if you're playing in an over-aggressive defensive team, the best way to get him to back off is do those quick hitters. Quarterback keeps it. He's in trouble. Breaks away a tackle. He'll pick up a first down. He's past the 30, the 40, as Camacho runs him out of bounds somewhere around the 45.
Murphy on the carry. Forced out by Mario Camacho.
And just great moves there by Murphy. I mean, obviously, as just a sophomore, he's really, really, really impressive. And he's going to develop into quite the high school football player.
Well, 12 yards on the carry, and there's just about to flip the field on the Mingus Marauders. 43-yard line. First down of the second half. Fourth first down of the game. I formation is being set up. Murphy with two backs in the backfield behind him, two receivers. Quarterback over center, takes the snap, quick hitter up front. There you go, young man, forward and hard. And Evans will pick up 3, and that's exactly what he needed to do.
Yep, Glassman out there causing a little chaos in the interior, making a big old pile so Evans doesn't spring free, but nonetheless, like you said, it's another good point for that Panthers offense. They're already trending in a better way than they were the first half, which is just like you said, these quick hitting plays where it's a fast handoff.
Yep, get that momentum quickly. The White Hats already counting it down. We've had several delay games already. Spread formation, and there's the snap. And Murphy goes to throw, and Arnado with the sack. In fact, he pumped once, wanted to put it up, and then Arenado just wrapped him up with a bear hug and took him down.
Well, I'd love to see it. Love to see Mackay using that speed on the edge. Definitely a design blitz, and sometimes it's a gamble because you don't know who Mackay left open on that far side, but he didn't give Murphy the time to look for him. So closed in on him. Great job by that Marauder defense flying to the quarterback.
Well, that's a great point. Now on the weak side, on that side, there was only one receiver, so perhaps it would have been, well, the only other person that could have been broken out would have been the tight end on that side. Two receivers near side. Now it's the quick hitter to the outside. He runs it inside and is able to pick up the lost yards and then some, give him almost 8 on the play. And I believe that was Evans out of the backfield, and that is the first pass play of the game, and it's going to bring up 4th and 6.
That's a 4th and 5, Maryvale.
And that's the Panthers curious to see if they punt it or if they try to go for it here and continue this drive that they're having.
First completed pass of the game.
That'll build some confidence.
And again, it was just that quick little screen out of the backfield, the flare. See if anybody would pick him up. This team, this Maryvale squad has got such phenomenal athletes in the open field. So you got to kind of just work to getting them into open field. Let these athletes figure it out and do it, but just give them the space. And we have a delay of game. Oh, ouch! That is a bad one for this Maryvale squad. So here they go with the momentum, a 4th and 5, and now it ends up being a 4th and 10.
Well, I wonder, Coach Byron's kind of kicking himself, not using a timeout there to save that 4th down. Not quite sure if they were going to go for it or going to punt it, but obviously now you'd think they're going to punt it.
Now they're going for it. They're in an I formation with a spread, and quarterback's going to keep it himself, looking to throw. Throws the ball downfield, has a man wide open, but overthrew him. That was a well-designed play, and it goes for naught. The intended receiver downfield was wide open. Camacho racing back to get the coverage, but sometimes you need a lot more speed than that to be able to get back to it. Martinez Valdez, the intended receiver out there.
Yeah, great call, Jackie. And boy, Murphy just overthrew him. Not even like it was too high of a ball. It was almost like Martinez Valdez didn't turn around just in time for that. Just went over his head.
Well, I expected him to keep running, and maybe he slowed down because he was too wide open. Who knows? Wing T for the Mingus Marauders. First down in Maryvale territory. First back through, and it's Arenado. He leaps again and gets, just kind of leaps forward into a tackle and runs through it. He picks up 12 and another first down.
Yeah, I love it. Mackay's going to continue to fall forward. That's the kind of running back he is. He's a hard-nosed, bigger body running back. Similar to like Marshawn Lynch, man. Anytime you can fall forward when you're getting tackled and make it positive yardage, that's what you love in offense.
And if you're tall enough, it's 3 yards. But what I'm talking about is he actually leaves his feet and leaps forward in the air. Wing T once again. Mingus Marauders set. Durkalek looking to take the snap. He does. Hands it to the second back. It's Brulin. Brulin does a great job reading his blocks and wavers his way through, and then finally gets pulled forward, and here comes the flag. If it stands, he picks up 13 yards. However, a late flag right at the end of the play, and I don't know if that was for the offensive lineman, if that was for Jones downfield trying to pull his man forward.
It could be a Jones out there doing a great job. If he had a wheelbarrow, he was going to put him in there and wheel him down. It's a good job of pulling him forward.
13 yards on the carry, and then the ensuing penalty. What do they call that? Is that an illegal touching?
Or I'm not quite sure what the penalty is on that. Let's see what they signal over to us.
An inappropriate offensive pull?
But as a lineman, I would try to do that all the time. I would try to
sideline warning against Mingus.
Okay, there we go.
Sideline warning, Mingus.
So maybe it had nothing to do with the play.
I was going to say, because there's a big guy in there, Jackie. Anytime there's, a big pile up and your running back's still trying to go, you're always trying to push your running back or pull your running back, and if that's the case, for more yardage. So I don't blame Jones. Smart play, and yeah, it looks like it was just a sidelines warning.
Also have a personal foul, Maryvale.
Oh, and a personal foul on Maryvale.
So they're not going to give Brulin the first down and the yardage. That's rough. You earn that yardage, but instead they're going to take the 15 yards on the penalty.
First down, Mingus.
I might have negated the penalty and given my player the first down.
Right.
Yeah. Just the thought. It's only 2 more yards. First back through. Arenado bolts his way through, drives the defense backward as he picks up 4.
Arenado on the carry.
Coach Montebia's just adding up the up-downs for the guys there. They're going to have a lot of work to do cleaning up all these penalties.
Well, they haven't had a penalty in the second half so far. They've only had a sideline
warning, that's right.
And I believe that if you get a sideline penalty, those don't count against the up-downs.
Oh, back in the day, they still did. Don't matter if it was your fault or the coaches.
Oh, that's true. 2nd and 6, the Mingus Marauders inside the 13-yard line. A commanding lead, 41-0. Second back through is, for the Mingus Marauders, is number 6 running the ball. And that's Senna.
A great run. And using another weapon.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? He'll get down to the 5-yard line.
Yardage good enough for a Mingus first down.
Spreading the love, and you can see on the replay there, Senna does a great job. He kind of gets to the open field and meets a Panther right in front of him and does a good job of juking him. Getting a few yards.
Senna picks up 9 and into the end zone for the touchdown. It's Glassman.
Gotta love it.
How about that?
I wish I can go down and join him at Chest Pump City. He's looking for it. Who's going to be the chest pumper with him?
Did they ignore him?
The guy's coming up. They said, yeah, you already carried the ball once tonight. He's got to be pumped about getting into the end zone. So the rest of the squad and the coaching staff love to see it too.
Well, he's got 2 carries for 11 yards and a touchdown. That's not too bad for an offensive lineman, huh?
Boy, what a weapon to have in your back pocket for, your region games when you're in tight situations.
Hernandez on to attempt the extra point.
Well, the extra point attempt by Hernandez. High snap. Hernandez had to stop the whole program and still kicks it through. That was a total stutter step. And the clock will stop at 2:27, 48-0. And we are into continuous clock when we return to Mingus Union High School in 30 seconds.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, the clock will start again on the kickoff. Camacho will go out to kick off yet again, 48-0. The Mingus Marauders on top. So says the Jones Ford Verde Valley scoreboard out there. Maryvale, the visiting Panthers, will get the ball again for the third time here in the second half. Evans is back. Camacho, the last two kicks have been really consistent, putting that ball right around the 6-yard line. And he will race to the ball, and he'll boot this one, and it will go down to the 5-yard line. Off of his hands. It's bouncing forward, picked up. Mingus Marauders contain it, but he breaks through, finds a lane, and is finally taken down at about the 20-yard line. That was a whole episode by itself. Oh my gosh.
Brings me back to the play where Dirkelek just found the ball after the fumbled snap. I mean, that's a great job. There's Evans back there. That's a good job of just making some moves, making something out of nothing. And how about Camacho's kick again? I mean, that's outstanding. Again, he goes inside the 5-yard line with a deep kick. Boy, I'd be kicking that with that big leg all game long.
They're going to place the ball at the 20-yard line, so Evans went to catch the ball. It went off of his shoulder pads and somehow bounced forward, and he had enough time to go pick it up, not dive on it, pick it up, and then was swarmed by red jerseys, and somehow he came out the other side and was able to pick up another 4 or 5 yards.
You see big Jose Navarez lining up in the interior of that defensive line for the Marauders, getting his reps.
6'3", 450. That is a big boy out there for the Mingus Marauders. 3 receivers to the top side. Empty backfield here for the quarterback, who is telling one of his receivers he needs to be on the other side because nobody was covering up the tackle. Quarterback is now tackled and taken down, and is it Glassman? No, it's Jones. Jones with the sack out there as he was able to come up from his position, his linebacker position, and make the sack.
Boy, you're calling Jones' name all night long, and that's going to be a theme of the season for sure. It was a great job. What speed Jones has to track down Murphy.
3 yards on the sack. That is his second sack. He's got 2. Arnado's got 2. Glassman and Lathan have split a sack, so 5 sacks in the game so far for the Mingus Marauders, and we're at 26 seconds left to go in quarter number 3. Maryvale taking their time at this point. 20 seconds left on the clock. 2nd and 13 from their own 18-yard line. T setup, quarterback has running backs on both sides, but we're going to blow the whistle and stop the clock with 5 seconds. And it's going to be an official line judge who is going to fix the helmet on one of the Maryvale players. And that probably stopped the opportunity for a delay of game, but either way, they're going to run out of time on the clock, and the third quarter has now come to a close. How about that 48-0 with the 4:48 coming up after this. So we'll return to Mingus Union High School in 1 minute.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
I know they do that chant, the 448, because I've seen the t-shirts so far even this year. So that is a tradition that has been brought back. The Mingus Marauders take their entire defense and switch it around. Spread formation. Quarterback takes the snap, and he is going to run it on the far side, and he'll get trapped and taken down for a short gain, maybe one. It's going to be 3rd and 12 from inside of their own 20, make it about the 19-yard line.
Yeah, and who else but Jones out there making a great play defensively. Of course, he's playing on the offensive side of the ball. And, boy, I'll tell you, for having a lot of guys going both ways tonight, Jackie, we've seen great stamina out of a lot of these guys. And now that we have a comfortable lead, Coach Montebaez is plugging in some other players to get some varsity reps. And I'll tell you, that is going to be coming clutch later in the season when these guys need breaks. When your guys who are going both sides of the ball, you can see Glassman out there. He's been going both sides. Isaiah Lathan, tough lineman. He's been going both sides of the ball all night long, it seems like. So it's nice to see Coach Montebaez utilizing some different players.
Bejarano in there on the defensive line for the Mingus Marauders, the senior. Also saw Cameron Davis out there. So all sorts of Marauders getting different reps for them tonight. T formation, quarterback looks to throw, and now is going to run the ball, and he'll come to the near side, try to cut back, and finds his way through the Mingus Marauders and gets close to a first down. Finally run out of bounds by Isaac Senna, but he will pick up the first down and 13 yards on the carry. How about that?
Yeah, I love it. I love to see the just the consistent pressure there by Isaiah Lathan. He was the one who got that outside edge and just kind of made Murphy make a move. And that's an outstanding job to make the quarterback, make something happen. And Murphy does. He's quite the athlete.
Oh, my gosh. Did you see him put the brakes on?
Yeah.
I wish my truck could stop like that. I mean, he was going in a full sprint and put the brakes on, stopped on a dime and switched directions. 4 Marauders went flying past him. Oh, my goodness.
Love to bring up the point that he's a sophomore as
great.
well.
Quarterback takes the snap. Oh my gosh, that is Davis that comes in uncontested and puts a lick on Evan as soon as Evan gets the ball.
Cameron Davis, welcome to your senior year. That's going to be a pancake. I got to give him some kind of pancake props for that because he put Evans right on the ground.
Well, that is definitely a capital TFL tackle for loss, no doubts about it, as it pushes the Maryvale squad back inside the 29-yard line. Continuous clock is underway, 9:20 left to go in quarter number 4. The Mingus Marauders on top 48-0. As we take a look at the Jones Ford scoreboard. Maryvale taking their time, no doubts about it. Mingus's defense is getting a total breakout there right now. Bejarano still out there on the defensive line for Mingus. Good for you, young man. Spread formation, 2 receivers either side. As Murphy's got one back in the backfield. He looks to throw, throws it out of the backfield, and then getting hit and knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets past the 30-yard line. Senna with another hit out there.
It was Damon Ramus, the catch, and that's a great job for the Panthers, just to give Murphy a little bit of a break. Murphy finds himself another completion.
Yep.
But it's not for long. Marauders defense has just been all over it all night. It's been Big Red all night here at the home opener, season opener. Marauders up 48-0. And that is a continuous clock, and we're at just about 8 minutes and counting.
So back to the original line of scrimmage at the 33-yard line. It does not look like they're going to make any call for delay of game anymore.
No, at this point, you really just want to kind of make smart plays, right? You got to practice the execution. Right now, on Maryvale's side, they're down big right now, 0-48. Don't take big risks right now. You just want to play smart.
3rd and 10 from the 32-yard line of Maryvale. Going from left to right across the dial. Murphy puts the ball up, and it's in the air, and the closest potential receiver to it were two Mingus Marauders, the close one being Nate Dixon, who wisely were deeper than the deepest receiver.
Yeah, smart play there by Dixon. I mean, kind of playing that safety position out there. Cornerback who's just, that's a smart defensive play to just know that the other team is going to be going deep, right? You got nothing to lose. You don't have any points on the scoreboard, so might as well go deep.
Right. And it brings up 4th and 10 from the 32-yard line. So, do you practice a punt or do you practice a offensive play?
I'll probably practice the punt here, Jackie, just to tighten that up. You're going to have closer games in the season. Both these teams are going to have closer games. And so when it comes time to that, you want your special teams to be as fine-tuned as possible.
Well, the Mingus Marauders are expecting punt as they've got somebody back all the way at the 25-yard line, 30. He's moving forward. 35. Yep. He's thinking, okay, it's going to be an offensive play, but he's still going to hang back as a safety. 4 receivers out, two on either side. Murphy looks to take the snap, and there is movement all over the place, and they're going to call it a false start against the Maryvale squad. And they have now evened the Mingus Marauders in penalty numbers with 7. 60 yards in penalties, and now it's going to make it 4th and 15. That makes it even worse.
You know what, though, Jackie? I really like Coach Taylor's move for the Panthers there, and I know they went offsides, right, false start, but it's the beginning of the season. You're going to make those mistakes. But at the end of the day, they're attempting to go on 2 there, right? So they're attempting to get the Marauders to jump off sides and get free yardage. I actually like that move over, the debate we were having on, you punt it or not. Very smart move there by the Panthers coaching staff. Just didn't pan out.
Well, they are going to punt it, and they're going to drop it out on the turf out there, and trying to pick it up and getting it past the 40, past the 50, and then out of bounds as he throws his shoulder at the defensive man is Xavier Machado. And he picks the ball up at the 33-yard line and runs it back to the 48-yard line, so 19 yards on the punt return. That is 3 punt returns for more than 100 yards for the Mingus Marauders.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it's nice to see Machado return that with some confidence, right? He kind of fumbled it. It landed in front of him. He had to scoop it up, fumbled it a tiny bit, but then got good control and lowered his shoulder. I'll tell you what, that's what happens when you watch like Camacho return punts. The expectations are high.
Well, that's a good point. That's a real good point. We're seeing Marauders in all sorts of different positions out there. Dirklek over center still for the Mingus Marauders. 5:10 left to go. They'll hand it off. No. Yep, hand it off, and it's going to be up the middle. Is that Glassman again? Yep, that is Glassman again, and he gains 1.
After being hit at the line of scrimmage, too. That's a tough yard to get.
But at this point, it's run the ball, run the clock, win the game.
Yep.
4:45 left to go in quarter number 4. The Mingus Marauders on top so far, 48-0. They've got the ball and a commanding lead at the Maryvale 47-yard line. Strong right wing tee. Quarterback looks to take the snap, lots of movement, and the handoff goes to Lexington. Lexington gets back to the line of scrimmage, and there was a penalty. However, they didn't blow the play dead, so it may have been the defense that jumped off, so it may be a free play for the Mingus Marauders. It does stop the clock with 4:22, though, on the clock. And they're going to waive off the penalty.
Interesting. I saw the same thing you did, Jackie. I thought maybe our offensive line got a little bit of a head start, but you know what? The refs came together and decided that they both got off to a head start right at the snap. So flag waved, and that clock will continue to tick.
So Leckington gets his first run of the year. Unfortunately, no gain, as they're going to just redo the play. 2nd and 9. Quarterback takes the snap, quick throw to Contreras. Contreras makes one move with a block and gets down inside the 35. That should be a first down.
Pass complete to Ian Contreras.
And I like tuning up the passing there. I mean, I know it's deep in the game, and when you run the ball, you're obviously playing it safe, but you're in the beginning of the season here. Might as well fine-tune some of these. We already saw the onside kick, and that was, granted, that was early on in the game. But Coach Montabaya is really trying to tune up this Marauder squad.
Well, there isn't much you can do when you've got 10 men at the line of scrimmage and they're showing all-out blitz. So, I mean, the only other option you have is that quick hitter. All right, quarterback hands it off. It's going to be Glassman. Glassman finds a lane inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. 3:07 left to go. And that's going to be a decent gain. They haven't moved the chains, though. They're going to mark him at the 30-yard line, a gain of 5.
Boy, if you're a Panther, you do not want to see Curtis Glassman running at you. He's just got some size to him. He's wearing the number 52, the larger number, so that gives him size too. Not only is he bigger, but when you see the bigger number, it's a little bit more intimidating.
It's like youth football with the offensive lineman running the ball at the end of the game. There's the snap, and it's going to be Leckington. Leckington, he's got positive yards on this time as he shims his way through a hole and inside the 20, and he is going to pick up 9.
Mingus first down.
Yeah, great job. I like to see all the different weapons. Leckington obviously showcasing that he can keep his balance. You see him kind of scamper there at the end. He'll put his forearm down and kept himself up. You see the replay here. Good job by the truck getting that, and runs right in front of Glassman and then keeps his balance.
Just outside the 20 at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Mingus Marauders. Less than 2 minutes left to go. And Senna gets the ball. He'll cut underneath his blockers and down to close to the 15, down to the 16. He'll pick up 6.
6 on the play.
And again, that's going to be a couple carries for Senna, and there's nothing more important than getting your offense these kind of reps. These are great reps. We're utilizing a lot of different weapons.
Yep. And we should be very hard-pressed to see Dirkolek actually carry the ball at this point. I would hope not. Silver center, one back in the backfield, traditional wing, man in motion, and it's going to be the first man through. It's going to be Glassman, who's hit right at the line of scrimmage and then somehow bounces forward for another yard. That's going to make it 3rd and short, but 1:13 left to go, and a timeout on the field.
1st and 10, Maryvale from the 15-yard line.
And that was 4th down. So that was, Glassman just didn't get there. That was 4th down.
That was 4th. Okay, I missed that. Thank you for catching that. I'm like, why are we turning the ball over?
Yeah, I'm fairly certain they called Maryvale might have called a timeout there, but it's not looking like. I mean, they're back in the huddle right now, so.
Well, it should stop on the turnover. So it'll start continuous clock once again, I believe, once they get to a snap.
Only 1:13, and the clock is stopped right now.
So 4 carries, 5 carries in the game for Glassman, 20 yards. Not bad for the big guy.
Love it.
Bruland with Bruland ends up with he hasn't carried the ball in the second half at all. How about that? 7 carries, 48 yards in the first half.
It's going to be exciting to talk about all these different players with stats in the post-game show.
Oh, no doubt.
That's the goal.
The Gettles post-game show coming up here about a minute away. And quarterback will keep the ball and will find his way out to a first down, close to the out-of-bounds marker and past the 26-yard line. So he will scamper for another 12.
Yeah, Coach Byron's got to like his attitude in the Panthers. Devin Murphy not quitting at all. I mean, you're at a minute left in the game, and he's out there scampering to the sidelines, doing a great job of trying to drag Marauders with him, and he gets the first down.
Yeah. Timeout Maryvale. We're going to keep it here. 23 carries in the game for Maryvale for 75 yards. Now that I've said that, Devin Murphy has 81 yards by himself. So Devin Murphy has more yards than everybody else on the squad. He's got two passes. He's 2 for 4 for 12 yards out there. As Evans and Ramis each have a reception for Maryvale with 52 seconds left to go. So far, Mingus has actually held Maryvale to less than 100 yards of total offense here in game number 1.
And fortunately for the Marauders, what an outstanding way to start the season, right? I mean, defensively, you can't ask for anything better. And on the flip side, Coach Byron and Coach Jones, who we spoke to before the game, were real optimistic. They got some work ahead of them, for sure. They did not want to see the trend continue from last year. Maryvale was 0-10 last year. They definitely don't want to see that trend continue. Obviously, we see some great athletes on the field for the Panthers, really. I mean, especially, I know I've said it a few times tonight, but Devin Murphy is a sophomore. This kid who we've been talking about, who's got the most yards out of anybody on that, all of them combined, is only a sophomore. So I would imagine Maryville's going to build their team around Devin Murphy in the next couple seasons, I would imagine. And for the Marauders, what an outstanding opener. I mean, doesn't get better than this. You see the mascot. Nice job by the truck getting the mascot involved. And the mascot and the players, it's been chest bump city all night. Lots of celebration going on, and Marauders are going to walk away with a huge season opener win, and just tremendous confidence going into our next game at Payson. Then we play home against Independence, and then another Thursday game, September 22nd at Washington, and then back the next week at Deer Valley, and then Bradshaw Mountain at Coconino, Flagstaff at home, at Lee Williams. We're traveling this year. And then back home for Prescott. That'll be the last game until, knock on some wood, the playoffs.
Murphy cuts it up, keeps it himself. He's got some blockers, finds a lane, and is finally taken down hard. A good open field tackle out there by Leckington. Okay. Perfect, number 45. Another first down, another 16 yards. How about that?
And love to see Max Leckington getting his reps. He's just a junior this year, playing cornerback. We already saw him at running back a couple plays. And he contributed last year as a sophomore too, Jackie. So Max Leckington definitely have a couple of great seasons ahead of him.
Well, Maryvale better hurry if they want to get into their playoff. 18 seconds left to go in this game. Maryvale has gone over 100 yards of offense for the game with that last run by Murphy. 3 receivers go out to the far side. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. They do get the snap. They don't throw the flag. He's going to throw the ball downfield, and it is caught and down to about the 32-yard line, and that is how the game is going to end on a positive note out there for Maryvale. A big reception out there. I'm trying to get a number for number 12. That is going to be Martinez Valdez with a huge reception out there to finalize the game. However, the Mingus Marauders victorious here tonight, 48-0 over the visiting Maryvale Panthers. We have got the Gettles High Desert Mechanical post-game show coming up right after this. We'll be back to Mingus.
Since 1925, Tiffany Construction has worked with developers and local and federal government to build, expand, and improve infrastructure, roads, drainage systems, and subdivisions. From concept to completion, the Tiffany Construction team provides a full complement of construction services and state-of-the-art delivery methods customized to fit your needs and budget. They're Arizona's longest tenured family-owned and operated civil contractor and proudly serving the Verde Valley since 1991. Tiffany Construction, knowledge and experience to bring your project to reality.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Mingus Marauders victorious here tonight by a score of 48-0. They took care of business offensively, defensively, special team-wise across the board here versus the Maryvale squad, who was a 5A team last year and not too many years prior were a 6A team. They've got over 3,000 students at their school, double the Mingus Marauders squad. Both of these teams have about the same number of kids on the same roster, and Mingus looked a little bit more prepared here tonight than the Maryvale Panthers. Mingus started off with 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, both running touchdowns. The first a 22-yard run by Arnado, and then Berlin with a 4-yard run. In the second quarter, a 19-yard run by Dirkelek after a bad snap, made something out of absolutely nothing and scores the touchdown. And then a 2-yard run by Dirkelek with a 2-point conversion run by Dirkelek. As the snap was high, he turned around and just bolted for the corner, and it was 28-0 with $1:29 left to go in the first half. An 18-yard pass, the first passing touchdown of the season. Dirkelek finds Jones in the back of the end zone. Hernandez was good with the extra point as he was 3 for 4 in the first half. 35-0 with a 2-point conversion in the first half. Mingus would score, and with 9 minutes left to go in quarter number 3, a 69-yard Camacho punt return. He had 87 punt return yards on the season out here today, or tonight I should say. 41-0 at that point as the extra point was no good. And then also in the third quarter with 2:27 left to go, a 4-yard run by Glassman, the fullback offensive lineman, and the extra point by Hernandez was good. The final score, 48-0. Mingus did finally give up the last play of the game, gave up a 36-yard pass play to Maryvale, the most successful play of their entire game. But I think Mingus was in what you would call the traditional prevent defense at that point, trying to prevent and keep the goose egg.
Right, and if you're the Panthers, it's a great way to go out, right? I mean, that's a tough loss. You can't get in the end zone, so Marauders take this thing 48-0. But yeah, to end on a good note like that, where Devin Murphy's able to find some success down the field and complete a good catch. Yeah, I'm sure some of the Marauder DBs were not happy about that, okay, because that was the biggest play of the game for Maryvale. And boy, it really just, with that being said, goes to prove how great the Marauders played tonight. Defensively, just flying all over the place. And offensively, we saw so many different weapons.
Oh, I know. Yeah, definitely. And I like the fact that we saw a lot of new players here in the second half, which is only going to make them a little bit stronger overall as we move through the season. So if somebody's got to come out for a couple of plays, or God forbid is going to be dinged up and has got to take a series off or something like that, you've got other people with experience that you can put out there on the field. And that is just truly important.
And it's going to be needed deep in the season, especially if you're fighting for a region title or fighting for a playoff spot in some tight region games. Yeah, you're going to need your top players to be rested. You're going to need them to go out for a play or two. So you need those guys to get the reps, and they got out there tonight. So nice job by Coach Montebayas and that coaching staff to get some other players out on that field and get some good reps.
We're going to take a break. When we return to the Gettles High Desert Mechanical post-game show, we're going to go through individual stats for both teams. We're going to take a look at the schedule and where Mingus is going to be, what's coming up for the Mingus Marauders. 48-0. Mingus Marauders are 1-0 for the 2022 season. We'll return after this.
Two things we can count on every year:
a new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
Since 1925, Tiffany Construction has worked with developers and local and federal government to build, expand, and improve infrastructure, roads, drainage systems, and subdivisions. From concept to completion, the Tiffany Construction team provides a full complement of construction services and state-of-the-art delivery methods customized to fit your needs and budget. They're Arizona's longest tenured family-owned and operated civil contractor and proudly serving the Verde Valley since 1991. Tiffany Construction, knowledge and experience to bring your project to reality.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, as we take a look at some of the individual stats, the story for Maryvale was Devin Murphy, 97 yards on the ground, 13 carries, averaging almost 7.5 yards per carry. That included some negatives in there too. So I mean, when he was getting positive yards, he was getting 10, 11, 12, 13 at a clip, especially late in the game. Also ended up 3 for 5 for 48 yards throwing the ball, no interceptions, no touchdowns. This team just has to figure out a way to gel. They were not able to contain the Mingus Marauder defense that was swarming and was in constant blitz mode against this Maryvale squad.
Yeah, a lot of great weapons the Panthers have, and Devin Murphy, I know I've been repetitive all night with this, but he's a sophomore, so they will be building this program around him in the next couple seasons. And yeah, they just could not find an opening to get into the end zone tonight. But boy, I can see Devin definitely fine-tuning some of his tools, and as long as that offensive line for Maryvale can tune up in the next few weeks and, not say bulk up, but be faster, be quicker, open up some more holes, maybe give Devin a little bit more time in that backfield, they'll be on the right track. But for tonight, it was just all Mingus, and there you see Devin right there, 97 yards. This kid tried his heart out. You could see it on the field. He's a great athlete, and boy, he's got nothing to hang his head low about. And the Marauders just played so outstanding tonight.
Well, his counterpart for the Mingus Marauders, Brayson Durkalek, ended up 3 for 5 as well. Ended up with 48 yards and 1 touchdown on the game. Of course, that one going to Jones in the back of the end zone. Only threw the ball once in the second half. He was 1 for 1 in the second half with 12 yards. And that was more of a screen pass to Contreras, just because Contreras hadn't touched the ball yet. Durkalek on the ground ended up with 7 carries, 48 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Senna had 2 carries with 15 yards. Arnado ended up with 10 carries, 146 yards, the first 100-yard rushing back for the Mingus Marauders in the 2022 season. He had a touchdown on the ground, and his biggest run of the game, he had runs of 28, 22, 17, 27, big chunks of real estate. Holy cow, I hope he has his real estate license. Leckington had 1 carry for 9 yards. Glassman, holy cow, 5 carries, 20 yards, and a touchdown out there for the big guy. Contreras had 1 reception for 12 yards, and Ethan Jones had 2 receptions for 48 yards and a touchdown. So I apologize that Durkalek actually had 60 yards in passing on the game. So Mingus, 60 yards in the air and on the ground out here today, 286 yards, over 300 yards in offense, and 48 points unanswered on the clock and on the scoreboard.
And if you're a part of the Marauder faithful, it's music to your ears to hear so many weapons being used out there, right? I mean, so many players had great games tonight for the Marauders, and that's what they need. You've got to build that confidence in your offensive line. They played a great game tonight, opened up holes. We called those guys a lot. They were playing both sides of the ball, and they were in the backfield on defense, and then they were in the backfield on the secondary when they were playing offense. So they were all over the place, showed great stamina, and I had to just give them some kudos, because you're right, all these athletic guys and these running backs for the Marauders stepped up to the challenge tonight and really padded some stats.
As we take a look at the rest of the season for the Mingus Marauders, the good part about having a Thursday night game is you have an 8-day wait until you get to the next game. For next Friday night, we are on the road at 3A Payson, who is 1-1 so far. They are at Miami tomorrow. Miami, Arizona, not Miami, Florida. And then we are back home on the 16th against Independence. The 22nd, also a Thursday game. We will be on the road to take on the Rams of Washington, also another Copper Sky team. And then we've got a break. Then we don't play again until the 7th of October at Deer Valley. Then we start Grand Canyon region with Bradshaw and Coach Young and the Bears coming to the Mingus Marauder Stadium here on the 14th of October. The 21st, we are at Coconino. 28th, we are home against the Eagles from Flagstaff. And then the long trip on November 4th, when it's already cold, we're going to be on the road to Lee Williams. Oh my goodness. And then we finish up at home versus the Badgers at Prescott, or with Prescott, on what happens to be Veterans Day, the 11th of November.
And I'll tell you, we could use that break. We're going to break like right before we play that region play. That'll be a bye week. Boy, that's nice, because what happens is we'll see with the rest of the Copper Sky. We play a few Copper Sky region teams, which was where Mary Maryvale's from tonight.
Right.
So it'll be curious to see how we stack up against that region. And then just a small break, and we're back in region play. And that's going to be a dogfight, because if we can continue to win some games by good point spreads, we're going to be in some kind of running to win that region title again, which I know the Marauders are hungry for.
Oh, certainly. We have been nowhere close for quite a while. We were 6th in the Grand Canyon last season, but Mingus off to a phenomenal start for the 2022 season. A 48-0 win over the Panthers from Maryvale. Maryvale still on the field talking about tonight's, well, what can we do better for next week? The Mingus Marauders already in the locker room, and we're going to call it a night here from the press box, the Cave at Mingus Union High School. I'm Jackie Bessler. This is Nick Yatsinko. I want to thank Zach, our producer out here, Sushila, as well as Steve and Brian on camera here tonight. And for everybody with the Verde Valley TV and Yavapai Broadcasting crew, we wish you a wonderful night.
This has been the post-game report, brought to you by Gettles High Desert Mechanical Heating, AC, and Plumbing Specialist, online at GettlesHDM.com.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettles High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettles and go Marauders.
This has been a presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting Sports. Any rebroadcast or use of this broadcast without written permission from Mingus Union High School or Yavapai Broadcasting is expressly prohibited. Mingus Marauder Football is brought to you by Jones Ford Verde Valley, Arizona's best since 1970. State Farm Insurance, Jennifer Griffin. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs. Rock Zoo Screen Printing, where clothing comes to rock. Longfellow Excavating, we dig your ideas. And Northern Arizona Healthcare, improving health, improving people. Your 2022 Mingus Marauder Football is also brought to you by these fine businesses. Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros, 3 generations here to serve you. Larry Green Chevrolet, the people place. All Price Insurance. Call 634-2311 to get your quote. Gettles High Desert Mechanical, heating, cooling, and plumbing. Don't settle, get Gettles. Your neighborhood Rice Accounting and Jackson Hewitt Tax Services. Sun Country Custom Woodworks, serving all of Northern Arizona with commercial and residential custom cabinets. And Yavapai College. You can, we can, together. Tune in for details on the next Mingus Marauders game on Verde Valley TV and KYBC.